Subscriber.
TOS today on stream.
The Twitch news guy.
Breaking news on what the fuck's going on in our sphere.
The source for streamer Twitch information.
Your go-to person for Twitch news.
He does Twitch news.
All of the Twitch news, anything that has to do with like streaming.
The best news on Twitch. You can get it from Zach. Zach is the best for Twitch news.
Yeah, I get all my Twitch info from Zach.
Dude, for real.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Bussey, if you don't know. Zach Bussey got the best Twitch news on the internet.
Fantastic informational things about everything and anything Twitch.
The go-to for everything Twitch.
I see your post and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn something. It's gonna be smart things that I'm gonna learn.
And he literally actually cares about the Twitch community.
I like to call him the Adrian Wojnarowski of Twitch.
The best Twitch news on Twitch. You're that guy that knows everything about Twitch.
You guys want to know what's going on with Twitch and what's coming on in the future, stuff like this, that's the man you want to follow and that's the man you want to watch.
Best place to get Twitch news, period.
The Twitch news extraordinaire.
Zach Bussey, best Twitch journalist to ever do it.
Indeed.
It's funny, I get most of my Twitch news from Zach.
I mean, if you ask me, he's more attractive than Devin Nash or that Slosher guy.
Oh, it's Zach Bussey. Zach Bussey.
Zach
Bussey.
Bussey. Bussey. Bussey. Bussey. Oh, man.
Broadcasting live around the world from the TOS.GG studio, please welcome the host of Today on Stream, Zach Bussey.
There we go. Is that working? That's working. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. How you guys doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing better than I am. Unironically, I am. My eye, I've been struggling with an infection in my eye, and it's giving me a headache and making it hard to see, and this is my good eye, and so it's really annoying. But we're here. I'm live for as long as I can muster. Yeah. So the plan today is we're going to be doing some stuff related to wow. Okay, Streamer University. There you go. That's the one. And yeah, that's the plan for today. Yeah, I guess you can. I mean, Jesus. Anyways, hi Salty, hi Reg, hi Sasha, hi Chiba, hi Bridge Boy. Anyways, my eye is going to be watering a lot, and it's just a nightmare. And so if you catch me blinking a bunch or wiping my eye, I'm not getting emotional. I just can't see.
Tiger Hake those allegedly Tostos Tiger Hake Pullufs.
What the hell is going on with that? Wextex, thank you very much for the 51-month tier 3 sub. God damn. Thank you. And Growly Bear, thank you very much for the 19-month sub. Thank you as well. Saldeep for the 25 stream streak. Congratulations. Yeah, you can get out of here now. You've shown up. You got your credit. Now you can leave. Hi Salty, hi Reg, hi Sasha, hi Chiba, hi Bridge Boy. Yeah, if you see any overlays, you can actually control them. You can turn them off. Like, they're completely within your control to disable or remove from the player. So hopefully that helps.
Subscriber.
Raymond. Hey, Prime. Hell yeah. Prime. Thank you very much for the Prime sub, Raymond, for 37 months. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Sage. Hi, Auntie Lemons. Finally, you're not yellow? Oh, yeah. Well, it's not yellow here anymore. It's not yellow. I don't have any lights turned on, by the way, so I'm just going on the outside light.
A new subscriber.
But yeah. Hi, Boogie Baby. Hi, Sans. So you're saying there's a chance to have Pirate Zach stream. Well, I hope not, because I won't be able to see. That's the inherent problem. Anytime that anything bad happens with my eyes, I always get terrified. Like, when I'm with my cat, I always, like, and he wants to, like, touch my face, I always close my eye, because this eye is the only one I can really properly see from. And so it really is quite annoying that it is a bothersome. Anyways, Zach watched so much shit, he got pink eye.
Hey, Zach.
Hi.
Thanks for streaming today.
Darth
I was watching
Vader.
Streamer University and was wondering, what did you think of Ludwig's interaction with the streamer Eden?
Streamer
What do you
Eden?
mean you don't know who Eden is?
Oh, no.
Eden D's nuts. It never gets old. God bless you all, and God bless the Empire.
Why do I ever trust you to have a legitimate thing there? God damn it. Hi, Drail. Hi, Snot Telling. Hi, Patrick. 69 stream streak. Nice. Not being able to share 69 stream streak shows how to touch, how out of touch Dan is. Exactly. Very true. Hi, Rubber Balls. Who's going to see Odyssey? I'm going to see it in probably 2 weeks. But I'm not going to see it now. So a posh pirate with a monocle. Exactly. You get it. God damn it, Bridge Boy. God damn it. Anyways, let's switch over to the main scene here. And oh wait, no, Major Six. Thank you very much for the 46-month resub. Thank you. Who's watching the Big Boy movie Spider-Man? The big boy movie Spider-Man. There's a new Spider-Man. I'm like 300. I literally read 300. I'm like 3 or 4 Spider-Man movies behind. The last one I saw was Tobey Maguire in it. Oh, and then I did see some of those ones where it was with the Avengers, but I haven't seen any of the ones in between. So I don't know what I've missed. I don't know what I've missed. Hi, Kilobyte. Kilobyte over on the YouTube stream. That is correct. We are currently streaming live at the same time as Twitch on YouTube. How is that possible? Something to do with when your eye is out of focus, it allows the beam to spread to 2 different platforms at the same time. Don't tell Twitch. They will ban me and ban you for cheating on the platform. That's how jealous and insecure they are. In any case, let me switch over to the main scene here. We can get things started here because we have lots to cover over the next probably week, to be honest with you. There's a lot of good content that came out of Streamer University. A lot of bad content that I don't think that people would probably enjoy, but lots of good content. Lots of good content. A new one, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. It has the Punisher in this one. Oh, I like the Punisher. Critical thinking with Zach, the good side of Streamer University, like in your email. Yeah, kind of. I mean, there is a lot of negativity about Streamer University, which again is completely understandable why that's the case. We live in a time where everybody is inherently clickbaiting you and rage baiting you. I mean, I went outside today and it was sunny and it was raining. There were no clouds nearby that would indicate that there was any possible chance of rain, and yet it was raining. And so even the weather is out there rage baiting you. I took a picture. I took a video of it. I was like, what is going on here? Here.
So slightly, but I think it's...
There's nothing in there. There's no clouds. There's no clouds. That would be rain. Ridiculous. Rage bait rain. Hi, Kilobyte. Joining on Twitch too for the Twitch overlords. Heck yeah. Hi, Growly Bear. Am I late for class? Is this another nightmare I'm having post-college? No, you're right on time. You showed up within the first 5 minutes of me starting the lesson, so you're good. That's the critic part. You just mentioned about some lovely parts. I saw it. It was a mess. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, it's definitely a mess. It's incentivized to be a mess. So it's not entirely accidental that it ended up being a mess. Neighbor with a hose pipe giggling to himself. I'm in the middle of a parking lot I mean, I was biking around. I had to do some errands because I haven't left my house in the last few days because evidently a infection of your eye is very transmissible. And so I was like, okay, well, I've been taking my drops and I should be no longer infectious at this point. But yeah, it didn't make any sense. Didn't make any sense that it was just raining. I'm like, what's going on here? This is ridiculous. Hi, Kitty. How are you doing? That happened to me 5 seconds later. I realized dude was cleaning gutters above me. Well, I was in the middle of a parking lot for that video and was biking along roads, and it was just raining. And I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? I was completely overstimulated by Streamer University and disappointed with all the inappropriate behavior. I think it's completely understandable. I can't imagine being there. I don't know how you would, like, most of those people were sleeping for like 2 to 3 hours per night for 4 nights in a row, 5 full days. Like, God damn. As I was watching it, I was like, it's a cool opportunity, but I mean, it's a cool opportunity in that it puts you in front of a lot of different people right out of the gate. And there is some cool things that you get and sponsorship opportunities and like the take homes and the gifts and stuff like that. Like all that stuff is kind of cool. But I couldn't think of one place that I would rather be less. I was just like watching the entirety of, and I watched a lot of it. I did watch a lot of it, like a lot of it. And like I was jumping from camera to camera and seeing what other people were doing and trying to trying to find the good bits, which was few and far between, but trying to find the good bits. And it really was a thing of like, God, I would be like in my room I would go out for food and class and then go home. Like, yep, that's the perfect university experience for me. I don't need the rest of this. The rest of this is insane. So I don't know how any of those people do it. I really is a matter of the vast majority of people who tended or who got into Stream University are extroverts. They have to be. There's not one person in that in that group of people that is somebody who's just like, oh no, I need my space to recharge. No shot that they are anything but. And if any of them says no, I'm kind of introverted and shy. Bullshit. 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 Impossible. There was a hype train? Yeah. Only one streamer only took one shower for the entire time because his roommate demanded it. Yikes. Wonder they're going to be in Europe next year. I'm hoping. No, okay, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Never mind. France? Maybe. Let's just go with France. Or Germany. Something like that. At least smear some ketchup on your dorm room walls. Yeah, I guess so. I don't understand why Kyle allows them to literally destroy the campus dorms like they do. It's insane. Yeah, again, it's a weird one. T-Pain pissed. They thought he had to sign up. He did a long rant about. T-Pain pissed. They thought he had to sign up. He did a long rant about. I don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean, Shaq? Can you link me to whatever you're talking about there? Because I'm kind of curious. Hi, Drifty. In any case, I'm dyslexic. That's okay. That's totally okay. That's totally okay. I just don't know what you're saying, and so I would love to know additional context because that does sound interesting. It does sound interesting. So, I have watched 2.5 of Ludwig's classes, which were the 2 that I watched. I didn't see the first one, but the second one I did watch, and then the third one I did watch, and then half of the fourth one. And they're all fantastic for the ones that I've seen. And I think that he absolutely was the best teacher at the actual event itself. However, I did watch the other folks who I think brought some value as well, including Agent 00 and Cinna and Valkyrie and Adapt. And while I don't want to watch the entire thing of what they've done, I do want to watch a little bit of it eventually. Probably not right away, because I think I do want to watch that first one from Ludwig first. And then maybe afterwards, watch the other one. So we're going to be kind of all over the place. We also have a Dan Clancy podcast to watch, which, damn it. But yeah. Also, I think that tomorrow is going to be patch notes, so we will probably hear about whether or not 45-second pre-rolls and 4-minute mid-rolls are officially a thing, and a few other things that have come out of Twitch recently as well. Germany doesn't really have the whole dormitory system, so they would have to make some adjustments. Yeah, I imagine they will. My weird guess is, Salty, is rather than it being like a traditional university/college campus, I have a weird feeling like they're going to do it in like a chateau kind of thing, like an old castle or something. So I could see that happening in France. There's a lot of those little chateaus out a little bit further out from. I don't think they want to do it in Paris or any like the major cities. I think they would want to have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more space, especially if they're doing something not in America. Sushi Dragon is driving home from SU. Yes, I did watch some of that. Just steal it. True.
A new subscriber.
True. Please Chase Network. Thank you very much for the 8-month resub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, Pumpkin. Question for me? I will answer it. Ask right away. All right. Where does this class start? Because we don't need to see all the beginning stuff here. Somewhere around here? No, further than that. Maybe here. It looks like when he's locking the door. Why are you sending smoke to the US? Largely because we're sending signals. It's a long attempted effort to increase the cancer rates in the United States so that Donald Trump can never happen again. Why is there a bingo card active? What the hell even is that? Oh shit. Let me turn that off. It's Canadian wildfires. True. And they should rent out an old prison to make a reality TV show around that, but don't tell the students. They already did that. They already did that.
Kai Cenat was locked in a fake jail for 30 days straight. Most people thought it was...
No, not that one. Kai Cenat locked up. Videos. Yeah, that one. No, that's still Streamer University. Prison stream. Yeah, here you go. How long ago was this? 2 years ago.
Yeah, man.
It is kind of funny that Streamer University is effectively just a different rebranding of Streamer Prison. Slightly more freedom. You still had the cops. Wait a second. Did he just yoink and twist his own idea? I think he did. Kind of rude of Kai to steal my idea for the future. Second of all, do it again. Second season is always better than the first. True. This is like some sort of Trailer Park Boys prison show? Kind of, yeah. I mean, again, it was a couple years ago at this point. What is that username? Anyways, let's continue. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. So, okay. Let me set a little bit of some context here. Hi, Barrett. Keem the top prisoner. True. He's the valedictorian prisoner. He is the I mean, it kind of is. It's kind of the same show. Those dorms were I mean, God, they look awfully uncomfortable. But it's still technically kind of the same premise. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about Streamer University, yeah, without AC, true. Streamer University is a loosely, again, we've talked about this a few times, but it is a loosely organized college university experience that only casually tries to replicate the experience of attending university in effectively name only, but there are some people who take it seriously, such as Ludwig and Valkyrie and Adapt and Cinna and Agent Zero, and a couple others who do try to make it into a more, they try to bring some of their A game to it. That does replicate a little bit of it. It's not a great representation of what the college life is, and I would, or actually maybe it is kind of a good representation in that it takes a semester and compacts it into 4 days and gives everybody the same level of ego that they all think that they're the center of the universe to some degree, but together for some reason it sort of works for most of them that a lot of people just drop the ego and collaboration happens, and it's lots of good things do happen, but lots and lots of bad things also happen. And what gets the most clips? Bad things. In any case, Ludwig's approach to this entire event was, I am going to be very serious, take this very seriously, try to give you an actual education, try to help you all be good creators, because the reality is, most of you probably won't. We did the data, we collected the data here on stream, and I'm mad at Ludwig for stealing all my information. He didn't know, maybe he didn't know that we collected all that data already, and then he just took it from us without even asking. I guess he watches the stream. That's my guess. But in reality, it's as we found from the actual data itself, a significant number of people stopped streaming. Many people no longer had the same viewership that they had during, or they even had less. And only a very small number of people actually increased the amount of viewers that they had. And that actually kind of leaned more on the smaller creators that actually benefited most, which is kind of an interesting outcome. So to come back to this, Ludwig, very serious. Again, I haven't seen this particular class, but I understand that most of the classes were kind of reflections. As I saw the second, I saw the third. They were reflections of each other. Some additional context, some additional insight, but largely still within the same parameters as being about the same topic. So I assume that this first one is also going to be in that same vein as the two that I have seen, but maybe there's some additional stuff there. So this is not for viewers. If you are just a viewer of Twitch, you probably will not get much from this. But if you are a creator, whether that is on YouTube or on Twitch or on Kick or on Instagram or on TikTok, this will probably have value for you because the other two did, even though one focused on Twitch and one focused on YouTube. In general, I think that this stuff kind of does have value that will end up benefiting people who are creators. And myself personally, that second, the second one, his second class actually inspired me to be like, yeah, that's true. I do need to do that. That is true. I do need to do that. And like things like YouTube, I am in a constant loop of failure on that one and I can't get out of it. And so hopefully I can change that, but who knows? Anyways, hi Tyrant. Ludwig actually gave some good advice, rightfully calling out small streamers and talked about the business. Yes. IT can. Yes. Twitch clip that. Like doesn't know that I work for Lud because my salary from Zach Stream is enough. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, 100K a year to work for Ludwig. I would do it too. I'm tempted to get a job with him. I'm going to be his stats guy. Good as Lud over getting blazing the whole desktop computer with all the bells and whistles. Yeah, true. That was good. All right, let's watch.
No. All right, y'all. Do you hear my voice clap once? Do you hear my voice clap twice? Sarah, sit the fuck down. Guys, we are now starting. There's two people outside. Should I let them in? I'll leave it up to you guys.
No. Hi, more.
Show of hands if I should let them in. All right. Keep those hands up. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, hands down. Hands up if you think I shouldn't let them in. All right, Vader, you...
I already sent them on the mission.
When they come back, all right. Next person they're in, but next person's in. Class just voted to let you in. They just voted to let you in.
Are these people so catty? So, okay, I do want to say something. About Stream University that I think limits it from being a great event. I mean, it is a good event, and the premise of it is incredible, and the opportunity is amazing, and the brand potential for advertising and marketing is insane, and they already have great brands that are represented there. But the thing that I think sets this apart from being a great event versus just a good event, again, ignore all the bad stuff, is that it is so openly structured and it is inherently designed for clickbaiting. It is designed for rage baiting. It is designed for farming each other and like the expectation when you walk in, because of some of the people that are the most successful from it, the Rakais and such, people coming in, especially this year, knew what to expect because they saw last year. Last year's most successful creators, Toda, for example, he's kind of rage baiting. He's kind of like disrespectful. He's a Brazilian person who says the N-word. There was an expectation going into this from a lot of people of being like, hey, this is your opportunity to clip farm as much as possible off of everybody who is there. Be obnoxious, be annoying, be outrageous, be ridiculous, create things that go viral while you're here because that's the best way to potentially benefit from it. I think that is the wrong approach from the get-go on how this actually has the potential to be such a great event, and it doesn't need to have the clickbait. It doesn't need to be rage bait. You don't need every single person there to be like, oh, rage bait is the way forward here. This is how you actually get, and farming clips is the way to go. I don't think you need every single moment to be targeting that. And I think that everybody would be more successful if they could actually see the legitimacy of who those people are. I don't think you got the real person for a lot of the people who you're watching here, especially the creators who are relatively new. But it's one of those things of, it has an opportunity to be absolutely incredible, to be a thing that everybody wants to attend, that can have like the ridiculousness, the water gun fights, it can have the cafeteria food fight kind of thing, right? Like, it can have those moments. It just doesn't all need to be that. Yeah, anyways, that was just kind of, as I was watching, I was like, there's such a missed opportunity here in not, I mean, even like the Saturday, there was so many chants of like, fuck the dean, that I was just kind of like, I know this is for the meme. I get that this is for the joke and it's outrageous and silly and like Kai Cenat's the dean that everybody hates, and so we have to be. But wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it be a better takeaway if, regardless of the theatrics of it, that you're being brought to this opportunity by Kai Cenat? And again, I know it's theatrics. I know that it's not a real thing that people are going, fuck the dean, fuck the dean. I get that. But it's still kind of like it's setting the tone for everybody who is there and everybody who comes next. And I just go, I think it's the wrong play. I think it's the wrong play. Eshef, thanks so much for the 70 stream streak. Hi, Moramar. Hi, Amira. I already said hello to Moramar, but I'm saying it again. Hi, Andrea. A lot of the streamers are on the younger side. They are. I actually did a quick check on that because I was intrigued to know, because somebody had said that, oh, the problem is, and I actually agree with this, the problem with it is that every single one of these, or not every single one, but many of these people have not had a college experience. They have not had to have interpersonal relationships, because if they're under the age of, let's say, 26, then they were in the pandemic, they didn't get their college time. They were at home. And so there's a time frame here that really does make for some interesting potential in terms of the psychological aspect here. Where did I put that? Oh yeah, here. So here is just a quick rundown of the ages of the people that I was able to find. 25, 25, 25, 26, 25, 27, 26, 19, 27, 18, 26, 20, 24, 25, 23, 22, 29, 22, 25, 34, 23, 33, 25, 27, 25, 18, 20, 22, 24, 20, 30, 27, 24, 32, 41, 25, 24, 24, 26, 27, 30, 23, 29, 27, 19, 24, 18, 22, 27, 17, and it just kind of goes on here. Actually, if I do a quick, let's find out on the average how old these people were. F1 to F134, divide by, oh, I actually know how many. 100 maybe? Hi, Croto. I watched day 2 after your suggestion, day 3 Zell classes. What I liked was the office hours where creators seemed to break character. And yes, I agree with you. Do you think Kai is using streaming diversity to identify talent so we can guide in and make some money off the next wave? Maybe. I don't know about that. One second. Yeah, the oldest person that I was able to track was T-Pain being 41. But anyways, F2, F76, divide by 75. So the average age was 25. The average age was 25 of the people who I was able to find their ages. And that was only about half of the total people who attended. So, yeah. It's again, if you subtract the COVID years, if you go back 6 years to 2020, all those people would be in college. And so this might actually be the first time that they have had a legitimate college experience where they were on their own in a setting that had a whole bunch of different staff people who are around, but in the framework of it also being, this is a content house, this is a content college. And so I think that the expectation going in was just create chaos. Hi, MD. One of the Dan Clancy's that shirt. Zach, please. Matt, this is a great shirt. I don't know what you're talking about. Ella Puzzles was the oldest person there. True, she was. But I wasn't able to find out exactly how old she was. Different places have different numbers, and I'm not about to ask her. So yeah, of the people who I was able to affirmatively, because there's also Cindy Gallup, who I believe is like 80 or 70 something. 70, 60, I don't know. Underground Rescue Channel, thank you very much for the 49 months.
Please take my money and send Sparty on a holiday.
No. I'll take your money, but I'm not sending Sparty on a holiday at all. I do more cool stuff. I watched most of the teachers and office hours, and the part was great. Everything else not for me. Paying for the younger audience. I took what I wanted from it. Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, I just go. I think that there's an additional opportunity here to have that, but then also not necessarily lean so heavy on the rage bait. Just my opinion. They wouldn't be a streamer if they went to college. Sorry to all the people in chat who attended college. Kind of true.
Bring it over.
Wait, I brought you this. I heard that it was bonus points.
All right, lock it. Now we're locked for real. All right, have a seat. Please have a seat. Everyone, welcome to my course today. Yo, welcome to my course today. It's called How to Get Lucky. I realize this has a bit of a sexual innuendo. It is not sexual, but I truly believe to be a successful streamer, you need to get lucky. I think every streamer has had a moment they can refer to where they got lucky.
One of the things I will say is that I think that Ludwig's class actually does set the tone for future years. It does set the tone for future years. Whereas Agent 00 set the tone last year in that he actually, like, the professors, if you look at 2025, you had Extra Emily doing science. You had, what were some of the other names of them? Like Hater University. Like last year, the classes were jokes. They were designed to be around content as well. Can I find that? Where did I put that? Yeah, here. This was the 2025 classes. Internet Beef 101, Improv, Monetization for Dummies, which again, this was my takeaway as the best class last year in that it was great and he ended up winning Professor of the Year. Culinary Arts with Cooking with Kaya, Love and Relationships, Glide Class for Beginners, Defense Against the Hating Arts, The Art of Collaboration. That one was also decent. Physical Education, Making Love Not Porn, Cindy Gallup, Science with Extra Emily, which, never mind, not gonna make a joke. Improv, had a family emergency, Guidance Counselor, Media Training, Trigonometry. So there was some, like, last year it wasn't really as serious on the professor side, and so Agent stood out as being the best professor. Whereas this time, you had significantly more professors actually being serious and taking it a little bit more serious than the ones did last year. And as such, you ended up getting some better stuff out of it. How to Gamba, yeah. Having Red Bull as the only 24-hour drink available drink was insane. Water was not even available regularly. I didn't know that part. Hi, Tony. Was there a driver's head joke in there? Maybe.
But it's about capitalizing on that luck. Being prepared for when that luck strikes. All right? So here it is. This is my first question I had for y'all. Did anyone have a thought on it? Please. Do you need to be... If you believe you'll be successful, you become successful.
What I wrote down, the answer down.
Yeah.
I said no, but it's the bare minimum to ever being able to begin being able to achieve it.
Say that one more time for me?
Like, no, but it is the bare minimum to ever begin being able to achieve it.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's like a grand factor of becoming successful, but I do think in order to be successful, you have to have that mindset of like, oh, I want to be successful, and that's the drive. It's not really like, it's...
It is also just so weird. I mean, it's not, but it's so strange that this is the experience. It's just a camera in front of everybody. It's a little Black Mirror-y in that regard. Hi, Lagstrand. Hi, Dimitri. Hi, Brindy. The Lowe's classes were very informative, quite eye-opening in the business side of being a streamer. Yes, absolutely, Brindy. Again, I haven't seen this one. I've only seen 2 and 3.
The mindset. The mindset's the drive, because the goal, as long as you have your eyes on the goal, your drive is unstoppable.
Marlon?
Well, I do think that's the first step to be successful.
Which none of it. Oh, okay. Well, TK, you might actually get some value from this.
On top of that, I think, hard work.
Is this guy opening packs? He's opening card packs on stream dressed as Robin. All right.
Discipline, all this stuff. If you don't have that, I don't think you'll be successful at all.
Yeah, I think you guys are nailing it on the head. I don't think we got to go more, because it is absolutely true that belief alone is not enough. All right, what you need is belief, but you also need all those other factors. The most important thing I want you to take away from this class is that you need to be delusional. All right?
Amen. 100%. I always say that. Delusional.
Are already amazing at.
Wait, not everyone has to be in every class? No, so Dimitri, each of the professors taught for like 2 or 3 days or 4 days. And so you had a class of a class each day, and you were rotated around to each of the classes. How does the whole class is scripted? I think only in titles.
All right, you were all delusional enough to have applied to Streamer U and thought that you would get picked to get in. You are all delusional enough to be hitting the go live button, which is in it of itself an act of ego, right? People should be watching me, not other people. So you're a little delusional in that sense. It is a perfect thing if you're going to be a successful streamer. You have to be delusional. It's not a teachable skill. That is a skill that you either have intrinsically, maybe confidence you grew up with. So congratulations, you all have that. And I have some more congratulations for you. I got some good news for you all today. Wow. 10,000. All right, nope, it's not 10,000. All right, the class is called How to Get Lucky. A little background for y'all on who I am. I am Professor L. All right, if you don't know me, Streamer of the Year. Oh. What was that?
That was Bonnie right there.
Someone called for it.
Those were trying a different class. You say yes, he did, but they did have things that were crossovers.
Loser. I was like, loser. What are you talking
Bonnie,
about?
everyone gets one. 2, you're out. Professor L, Streamer of the Year 2021. Bonnie, do you have one? Oh, shit. Content Creator of the Year 2022. You got one? Oh, shit. Okay, that's what I thought. Top 50 Super Smash Brothers player. I'm a Red Bull athlete. 6th most sub streamer all time. Engaged to a bad bitch. Fluent Chinese, Japanese, other languages, and I'm 31 years old. I'm probably. Show of hands. Anyone older than me in this room?
Agent, raise
There we go. There we go. Agent, I don't think you got me beat yet.
What right now?
I'm top 50. Yeah, man. Let's just go to the next slide.
This is in the state of Bear.
All right, y'all. I got great news for you all. These are important facts. Keep in mind.
You've already accomplished so much. 92%, the number of people who go live once and never go live again every month. Go live twice and you're the top 10% on Twitch. Yep, that's accurate. 20, the number of viewers you need to be the top 1%, a top 1% streamer on Twitch. I think that's high. I think that number is lower. Anyways, it's close enough. If you have 20 people watching, yeah, you're definitely in the top 1%, but I think the number is actually like closer to like 15 or 14. That doesn't matter. 1 million number of streamers who applied to Streamer U, of which only you were chosen. This is luck. Take advantage. That is true. That is absolutely true. So these people are already lucky in that they're in that position. Hi, Golden Loki. This class is sponsored by Red Bull. Well, it's not, but he is. But I guess it technically kind of is Red Bull as well, yeah.
92% of
1 million applied. That's what they say. Okay. They've said that for the last 2 years. They said it last year. Caught him in a blink, by the way. They said this last year, and they said the same thing here. Over 1 million people applied. I don't know if that's true or not. And if it is, I don't know how, like, what AI program they were using to instantly disqualify people, unless they already, like, they had to have had, like, how would you have narrowed that down? How the hell would you have narrowed that down? Again, I don't have any reason to, I don't have any data that says that it's inaccurate. People are all trying to like hunt for an opportunity. But I don't know. I don't know if I believe the number. Do you think that would have been able to handle, do you think you would have been able to handle teaching SU considering the foolishness? No. I don't think so, actually. I don't actually think so. And thank God I didn't, because I would have had this eye issue the entire time. No, I don't know that I would. I don't think that would be a role that I would inherently be good at. I as I said before, I think everybody there is an extrovert. I think everybody there, including Ludwig, has an extroverted personality that allows them to kind of take that role and run with it and not feel nervous or scared or whatever. I don't have that. Socially, I am very nervous. And so I don't think that I would necessarily be a good fit for that. They scrape Sully Gnome and only pick successful streamers for whatever metric qualifies as success. Okay. I could see it. If Sully shows up, we could just ask, and he'll just give us the exact number. Did Zach stream over the weekend or yesterday? I did not on the Grandmaster channel, no. As I said before, I'm fighting a eye infection, and it's giving me a massive headache all the time, and really annoying. Sully, what puts you in the top 1% of Twitch streamers? Any chance you know that number? For all the people who went live over the last 365 days, what number of viewers do you need to be top 1%? Did you get pink eye? I think so. Yeah. Poop eye is what I got. Yeah. Please hold. Hell yeah. I've definitely learned more from you than anything Dan Clancy has promoted. Well, that's not hard to do. That's not an achievement. Do you think Sully just knows it off the top of his head? No, but he's got the data available. We call it lettuce eye now. True. Yeah. I got American lettuce eye. That's actually hilarious. Damn it. I wish I was better at improv now. Fuck. That's so clever, Salty. God damn it. I want to stream, but no, my introverted side keeps me so quiet that it would be boring as fuck for viewers. Yeah, so like Raymond, like that's kind of like the interesting thing is that it takes time to build up that. You needed the improv. I did need the improv class. It takes time to build up that muscle because I think that can be learned, especially in a closed environment that you're in control of. It's a lot easier for me to do this than for me to do this in public. So,
streamers, do not go live a second time. That's real sad. 92% of people will go live once and they will never go live again. To be in the top 1%, all you need is 20 viewers. That is the top 1% on Twitch for streaming. All right? You are already in the top 1%.
I started to play Zach's eye drop with reflecting water. You need to turn up the Canadian anger at America, new round of terrorists. I know, Patrick. Trust me. I know. It's really frustrating. We live in such a fucked up time. Yeah, I think I rage baited too hard though. I think I rage baited too hard. I haven't spoken to her. Maybe we should. I think that maybe she understood it was a joke, but I also don't know if she understood if it was a joke. I think the fact that she hasn't reached out to me means that she knows it was a joke. But I also don't know if she knows that it was a joke. Did you rage? No, I raged bait Ferocia on her own stream. Let's see here. Can we find the chat? Where is that? Hold on. Again, for context, I play the heel role in Ferocious chat. I am. I'm a jerk, or not a jerk, but yeah. Wait, I did say Zach, fuck you. I did. Wait, what is this? Where is that pose? Where is that moment in the VOD? I was testing you as a friend. You passed. You should be thanking me. That's not what I'm looking for. She hasn't banned you since you can still see her channel, so that's a start. That is true. I'm still a mod in her channel, I guess. Wait. Oh, wait. Is this where it was?
Deserves to have.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I have to go back to this. Okay, right before the Texas speech. I don't know why we're doing this. Yeah, here we go. All right, here you go.
Zach Bussey asked me. I saw Ferocia at Kaizenat Streamer University. She was sitting in the corner of Ludwig's lecture taking notes. And then she went and did a collab with Agent and Bonnie. She also got 5,000 gifted subs from Status Farm.
Oh, State
Please
Farm.
explain why she would hide this from us. Also, Please make up some joke about why America deserves to be smoked out by Canadian fire smoke. S.J. Kello Asaid Malknak Singh Jalak J.
She's already annoyed, by the way. She's already annoyed.
Senkil Sack. Listen to me, Zach Bussey. They are a shape-shifting enigma.
Okay,
A phantom
hold
in the
on.
lecture hall, absorbing secrets from the elite.
Anyways, this doesn't matter.
Canada. They are just sending us their spicy sky mist to wake us up from our pathetic smog-choked slumber. It is a mandatory atmospheric wake-up call.
Okay, hold on.
Lame.
Okay. So she's already not happy. All right.
Dude, I already. What are the Minecraft? Am I following you? An outlaw.
1 second.
Audio tonight? What do you mean no audio? What do you? I'm. That's for oldie.
Hold
because
on.
You put
Hold.
Because you did the no sound.
All right, because I told her that there was no sound.
Dude,
she's American. Yes.
We already went through this with somebody else last night. America deserves to have hazardous breathing conditions thing is so lame. Somebody else came in and said that last night, and I was like, "Are you okay?" That's a weird take. Why do you want people to suffer? And then I had to ask. I was like, "Have you like taken the black pill? Like, what's going on here?" They're like, "No, I'm just being pissy," or whatever they said. And I was like, "Okay, well, that's a weird take. You shouldn't stop being weird. You should stop being weird."
Okay. Where's my reply here?
Like physically cringe, like Canadian take right now. What it's just is what it is. It's real cringe. I've seen it multiple times now, and
this is the most awkward time to be a dual citizen. I bet.
It comes from a place of
no, again. Please understand. Again, this is not unusual for me to be straight man troll in her chat, but I wrote it's largely stemming from American political reaction to it. Hold on.
It's like a serious lack of empathy and some kind of weird need to be, I don't know, superior. But about something that only comes down to like wanting.
I should have known when it was like this serious of a conversation that I should not have pushed as much as I did. No, I know. But we're just smoke talk.
because you're mad at their government. It's very cringe. Zach.
And I wrote nothing to do with superiority. Oh yes, that part is probably true. Hold on.
Also, I think it's also like in some instances where people are like really serious about it, it's also it's like cope for the fact that it comes from Canada. It's like, oh yeah, well, just cause, well, no, you guys deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it. Like, all right, okay, relax. You're weird. So you upon the politicians, not upon civilians.
Okay, so blame the politicians, not the civilians. We're gonna move on from this very quickly.
Not just that. That's for anything.
And I wrote the politicians represent the people. Again, these are not jokes, but I just rage bait in her chat.
That would be like me saying, I hope that.
And if they don't, the population needs to remove them.
All these Canadians get screwworm and diarrhea because they're mean and they deserve it. They said it first, Mom.
And if they don't, that's the choice.
Canada's being mean to me. I hope they die.
And then she does read that and she gets very upset with me. She does read that and gets very upset.
Well, the politicians represent the people. If they don't, the population needs to remove them. Yeah, what the fuck do you think we're trying to do right now? That is okay, you gotta say psych right now. Because there are Canadians that actually believe like that like way of thought. and it is insanely like cringe is like more like an like all encompassing.
Anyways, yeah. So be careful. Be careful when you're rage baiting. Be careful when you're rage baiting people. Zach Bussey, Canadian cunt. We're still doing that. We just gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that. This scrubbing is confusing. It's a forward. It's a forward. It's a forward scrub. Anyways, yeah. So I think that she's. I think that she understood. If you want to go watch the rest of it, you can see she gets a little bit more mad after that, and I'm just like, ooh shit. But I think Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that. How many times have you used that in other people's streams, by the way? I feel like some Canadians forget that we were one Trump getting reelected away from having Polyev. That is true. That is true. Maybe she's been trolled about it heaps. I'm sure she has, yeah. But again, that's what I do in her chat. I do it all the time. I didn't know that this was going to be the thing that actually. Anyways, God damn it, it did create a clip. Yep, only once, but I just made it. Oh shit.
Students who have applied, you guys made it in. Round of applause for yourselves.
My stats put the number way higher than 20 due to bots. Oh shit. Oh shit. Well. Huh. Interesting.
And just by show of hands, who's in the top 1% on Twitch?
All of us.
Okay. All right.
Well,
that's pretty good. So we're doing.
Now I'm super intrigued. Because, like, there's different stats that you can pull from that.
Doing well.
Plus, if you actually said them, they would DM you to talk about. I think so, Andrew. I think so. I mean, again, her and I are close enough friends that I think that she would reach out to me if she actually had a problem. But, anyways, I sensed that she was getting very annoyed, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna take this any further. And my eye was killing me anyway, so I went to bed early. But yeah, let's not forget that American billionaires' religious right is the large part of finance supporting other right wingers all over the world. That is true. Hi, Hazard. 372. Yeah, okay, that can't be real. That can't be real. Of all the streamers? No, that can't be right.
All right, everyone, do me a favor, check under your chairs. Check under your chairs, everyone. Everybody check under your chairs right now. All right, okay, who got a star?
Me! I got $10. I got a star.
All right.
I have a star.
Do me a favor, what color star you got?
Silver.
There's a massive amount of one stream bot channels. I see. Hi, Miss Gamer.
Silver, white? Does anyone have a gold star?
Wait, let me see. That was white. This is white.
You can check under
Anyone got
to check under the chair?
Nothing under there but dust.
Favor if you need. Who's got our gold star? Oh, we got our gold star! Okay. Hold up. Let me explain what the stars mean, everyone. Let me explain what the stars mean. What was your name again, please? Malik. You win our gold star. Are you live right now? Guess what you win for the gold star?
Do I get to your game?
I will be rating you today.
Wow.
Pretty good. That's it's kind of genius. There's a kind of genius in that. Because I think that people would be like, oh, well, that's a terrible way to just give away a raid. Like, shouldn't you give it to like the top streamer? But it's like, no, the class is about getting lucky. It is about a random thing happening that actually benefits you. That's a perfect example.
Now, guys, what did Malik do to earn that gold star?
Oh, okay. Literally, that's the point. Fuck me. Okay. Anyways, kind of a genius. I actually think I don't know how much specifically it was all Ludwig. I am going to give him all of the credit, but I do know that he has two guys that were helping him with like slides and information and data and such. So it could be that there's additional stuff there, but he gets all the credit here.
Star.
20% of the people. That's true, Cohen.
I got
That's
bad
true.
news for you.
Oh,
All right.
well, hold on. Maybe they do that, Coleman.
You guys, and this is a real stat, you guys are going to leave Streamer U less successful than you came in.
Oh.
I need you guys to listen to these stats I'm about to tell you. They're very important. Most of you guys are going to fail. Most of you in this room actively are going to fail as streamers. I did the math on last year's Streamer 2025 invites. Here's the chart. Now I'm going to break down this chart for you. It's a dumbbell chart.
Wow, that's too much for me.
These black dots are where they were at before Streamer U 2025. April 2025.
See, you can actually see it here. You can see it. That's a cool way of putting this chart, by the way. I do like the way that he's done this chart. You can see that for the vast majority of smaller creators, they actually came out on top. They're mostly on the right side of this, which means that they grew their audience. It's only when you get to the midsection here that it ends up flipping, and up here at the top as well, though these people are already successful, right? These people are successful already. They were already top of their class. They're already in the 200 viewer range. So it's not like their success or their drop off is actually going to like end their careers. They've already hit a level of achievement. These are the ones where they're on the precipice of being a full-time creator, of being successful, of turning this into a career, but half of them haven't made it. Half of them have lost a lot of the viewership. But the small creators, most of them gained from the experience. And that's one of the interesting things of Stream University that I wonder if it will be replicated again this year, in that we did track all, and we saw that roughly 35% of the people who were attending are on the smaller side. They have less than 100 viewers. And I wonder if this data replicates itself, where they end up continuing to have success because they got a head start. They got something that kicks them up a notch, that takes them from 30 to 50, that takes them from 20 to 25, that may end up benefiting them long term. Whereas the mid-sized creators, they just get fast failure or some additional success. And these ones, it doesn't even matter. They're already successful.
That was their average viewership. The red line, okay?
Like was
that
the
means
face
they
of
went down
his
in
team,
viewers.
yeah.
The green line, they went up in viewers. The orange dot is
Dumbbell
what the
charts.
viewership
Okay, I didn't know
is
that.
last month, okay? So these are people.
Was there a lower view count for Streamer U? Like, is it 1 viewer to 6 or low end view count requirement? I don't think so. No. Yeah, the middle gets to the worst. Yeah. And that's kind of, I mean, it's the middle class is dying everywhere we go. You either sink or swim at this point. And I think that, you know, again, don't have data on this. This is just going to be a feeling here. But a thing that I have said many times is the average lifespan of a streamer is roughly 3 to 5 years before it starts to really drop down. So like it ends up looking like this, right? There's the standard distribution, in that when you start streaming, you have some success eventually. You tend to peak at like 4 or 5 years, and then it starts to go down for you. And then a lot of people just end up quitting. And that time frame is roughly 7 years. That is the general time frame that a lot of streamers seem to find themselves in. And so I am curious on whether this group, which again is that middle class of success, is there also a ceiling? Again, I don't have this data. Maybe Sully does. Or maybe you can figure it out. But is there a general ceiling in which most people kind of hit? As again, just from a feeling here, I think that the initial ceiling is partner, and then the secondary ceiling is the 250 to 500 range. Most people probably don't get out of that, and they bump up against it a few times and then ultimately trail off. Because this is when it goes from it being Sully Gnome and T-Can and Dimitri and Lagstrand and Rob Ertables, and it becomes chat because there's just too many people that you can never remember everybody's name. It becomes a little bit self-sustaining at that point. So this is the chat era of being a creator. And I wonder if this is kind of like, if you don't breach the chat level by your 3rd or 4th year, Can you? Or are you always hard stuck at that point? I don't know. Just a thought. I'm just about 3 years. Then I got way too busy. 7 is the magic number. Most podcasts give up before the 7th episode. If you hit 7, you usually go on until something else knocks you off. Okay. Everybody does this and doesn't say my name. Exactly, man. Exactly. Hi, Red Dead. Thank you. Thank you very much for the 3-month resub. Reality is hard and usually not worth it.
Reality is hard and usually not worth it.
I agree. Especially in streaming, I agree. I especially agree with you on that one. That is one of the things that I think is if you were to maybe Ludwig does explain this, but if you were to explain why there is so much failure that comes about from Streamer University, I think it's because that fast success means that you can't actually build a stable foundation or a stable community that actually gives you something repeatable that people come back for, that you actually recognize the names and faces. I worry about the creators. Again, it is also the fact that if you go to Streamer University, it is just constant content everywhere. There is an incentive for people to watch you. And so naturally by that, you're going to have a lot more people watching your stream. Will they continue watching after you leave? Most probably not. And so are you as an individual going to be able to showcase why those people who followed you should continue to follow you? Here's a fun stat. 12 million people, or 12 million, let me rephrase this. The total number of people that, the follower increase of the people who attended Streamer University is 12 million. There were 12 million clicks of the follow button over the last 5 days. Since June, I guess. So last month. So they got it from the announcement and then obviously from Streamer University itself. 12 million. 12 million. That's a lot of people clicking follow on roughly 150 creators. That's a lot of people per creator. And I really do wonder if a significant reason for the negative side of this is that people don't recognize their audience. They don't recognize anybody who is there, who is watching them. And if you don't have that level of community in streaming, I don't think it's to your benefit. I think those people just end up leaving. I thought you said reality is also hard and not worth it. Reality? Like IRL streaming, you mean? Lifestyle creep, to which Snowcone from Streamer University complained about? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, if you have that level of success and then you're expected to maintain it, for sure. That's not going to stick. But only because Kai had a sponsorship with big follows. Really looks like people between 300 to 500 did really well, but people between 30 to 300 was wash. 200 to 500, yeah. Oh, you just missed it. Oh, that's okay. Hi, Ludo. Also, the streamers can't keep that level of content. No, of course not. Exactly. It's impossible. And so that's why I was saying a little bit earlier before you were here, Ludo, is I think that the worst thing that people could have done at Streamer University is not be themselves, is try to lean in on the hype of doing rage bait or doing things that they would never otherwise do. Yeah, you can have a good time, but I think that you should still very much be showcasing your personality above all else. If you enjoy gaming, why would you be if your entire content is going to be gaming content, you should be doing gaming content at Streamer University. Figure out a way to integrate it into the content while you're there, because you're setting people an unrealistic expectation of the kind of content that you actually create. Those people aren't going to stick around if you don't do IRL content anymore, or collab content, or playing basketball or music with T-Pain or whatever. It's recognizing what this opportunity is and trying to maximize the value that you get from it by making it as similar to what they're going to get when you leave. I don't think people know that, though.
I hit 100 already, but here's to 99.
Didn't hit 100. I hit 100.
Honestly, this Streamer University, I feel a lot of people go there and try to prank each other or tell someone to stop telling their chat that they pulled their broken leg when it was shown on stream. I don't understand the benefit of this Streamer University.
Yeah. I mean, Marcel, it's ultimately just like it's content. It's the standard content that tries to replicate it on a larger scale. That allows. I mean, there's good parts to it. There's definitely good parts to it. There's definitely good parts to it. Marcel, by the way, thank you very much for the 99-month resub. 99 months. On that scale of your time frame as a creator being, if this is 7 years, I think we've breached that. We're now into the tiniest of percentage of people that are still going to be around at a 99-month resub. What is that? 77, 7 times 12. What's 7 times 12? 84? 96? Yeah, we're almost up to that 9-year mark. God damn. You guys haven't done a Big Brother style streamer event? Yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, here's a crazy idea that I think they could actually turn this into. Again, you wouldn't have all the hype of it in that it would be too expensive to just constantly have all like the free stuff and everybody flying out and all the free food and stuff. But I think that you could actually create something that was like a streamer university that had a semester that was 1 or 2 months long, and it did bring in professors, and it was live stream, and it did present content opportunities on weekends, and like you could actually replicate the actual university experience in a way that would be educational, that actually leans on education, but still has all the content opportunities and collaboration, especially in today's modern day world where being a content creator is a legitimate career. It is a legitimate career. You don't have to go to there's very few universities that actually have educational courses that are directly centered around that, but there probably should be a university or a semester style program that allows you to actually have a university experience that isn't just a 5-day chaotic mess, but actually provides that value. Because I think there's so much that, so many creators don't know what to do about money or their taxes. Like by the way, if anybody went to this and they're not planning to set aside some of the money that they get on their next payout next month, and they don't set that aside for their taxes, oh God, they're going to be in a world of hurt. Because this is a one-time event that you might get a whole bunch of additional money and gift subs and bits and ad revenue and so forth. God, I hope they put some of that aside and then just go, well, this is the new normal, guys. This is the new normal. I made $8,000 last month. We're going to make that moving forward. I locked. You could do a real streamer school, but Kai would probably sue you for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I also think that you can have like the brand integration with it. You could bring in professors that do one-off classes like Ludwig's class here. Like there would still be inherent benefits of people to partake in it. There is a lot of value to that. Anyways, companies that do that, they call them streamer houses or teams. Kind of true. You know they aren't. A class in a drama program, maybe. Did Kai trademark Streamer? He did trademark Streamer University, I do believe. But yeah, I do know. Yeah, I do know. You always want to set aside some money for your taxes. I do know that. Did you change his name? Wasn't he Ludwig? Is this a Mandela effect? He has a second channel for less updated things. He's got 3 channels. One for main edited content, one for VODs, and one for loosely edited content. Hi, Bishop. Don't put money aside. You don't have to pay them. Fair point.
Went to Streamer U. They had all that success, all that excitement. I'm about to be a fucking amazing streamer. Now their viewership down to here. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll give you the stats more concretely so you can really grasp it. The average viewership of all...
The average viewership of all active streamers who participated in... of active streamers. Okay. Versus June 2026. So when we did that number, when we did that data collection, we took the entire year. So we looked at their year data rather than a single month. And so this number was still pretty extreme. Not this extreme, though, from what I recall.
All the streamers who participated in Streamer U 2025 is down 287 viewers.
Wow. It makes the point. It doesn't have to be accurate. It makes the point.
They have lost viewers year over year. Wow. Now, obviously, that's outweighed by people with larger streams. Okay, they have.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to see the interesting fact there? 2x Rakai. Rakai is single-handedly most responsible for that. If you look at his numbers in May, 31,000 average viewers. If you look at his numbers in June, 17,000. He lost half of his viewership from Streamer University to where he sat in June. So single-handedly, he is responsible for a huge percentage of that actual drop.
Much more of an impact. The median streamer. All right, the median. We know what the median is, right? You slash both ends so you get the person in the middle. All right, Marlon, you shaking your head no?
No. Sarah is on me again. Like,
it's all right. The median viewers, all you need to know, has gained 4 viewers before and after Streamer U. Okay? This is you. This is what you will be, all right,
a year from
next year, after all the excitement's over, after all the collabs happening. All right, after your viewership skyrocketed, your
Love the ad literally placed in the way of the board. The Red Bull.
You are going to get 4 more viewers. Over half, if you got a white star, that is you. Over half of the streamers have gained single-digit viewers or lost viewers year over year. Okay, why do we think that is? Streamer U
really selling the value of Streamer U.
The trip of a lifetime. You're supposed to have made it. You're in the big leagues. Marlon, why not?
Well, I do think when you come here, everybody's going to spike. Big streamers, small streamers. When you
Yep.
leave, you got to make sure you're entertaining on your own as well and try to capitalize on it and then grow, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, capitalize. I like that. What else?
Kind of like what he's saying, but you also got to find ways to maintain the trajectory, because it's like this is going to skyrocket you in one way or another. But if you just instantly go back to not changing anything about your content or not implementing things you might have learned or not collabing with people that you met, you're just going to end up right back where you were.
I think ultimately,
What the fuck is going on with Batman and Robin? I don't know. They're there.
when shit's going good, when the viewer numbers
Again, it's
up,
a content
really easy
place.
to
It's got a
spark
content
stream.
place.
All right, it's really easy to post clips with Streamer U in it, and they do amazing. Okay, you know what sucks is doing it when you don't have a great game plan, when you have nothing going on.
Yep.
All right, so motivation is great, but we should discipline ourselves in small things and from those progressive things of greater value. This is Marcus Aurelius. Okay, he was the leader of Rome, the largest empire in the world. He wrote himself.
Always comes back to Rome. Always comes back to Rome. It always comes back to Rome.
A journal called Meditations. It was his private thoughts. It was never published. They published it after he died. He's the most powerful man on earth. He's writing this. Okay? He has everything in front of him. He is writing this. So what does it mean to be disciplined versus motivated? Okay, we all know motivation's fickle. Discipline's forever. How do we get some discipline? This is an activity. I want you guys to all be doing this.
Write down goals you have for yourself to achieve before the end of the year. Do not make all your goals metric-based. Make goals that you have control over. Dream big, but make it achievable. Failure to hit your goals should result in an honest conversation with yourself. Motivation is fleeting. Be disciplined. Yeah.
Right now. This was your homework.
Grease is in.
Good. If you didn't, do it now. Pen and paper. Pen and paper right now. If not, you can put it in your phone right now. That is fine. But I need you to write this down later.
I never read The Art of War. Never read that one. Art of War always felt, every single time I see a quote, I'm just kind of like, it always seems like it's just like basic advice. Like, don't make from the quotes I've seen, don't make or don't say anything when your enemy's making a mistake. It's like, well, yeah, why would you tell them? Like, what? A lot of it is just like, slow down, think methodically, don't act impulsively. That's what it seems like a lot of general advice. God of War is a dumb book, literally written for Chinese fail sons. What's a fail sons? Who had been taught how to wage war. Book full of, can't believe I have to explain this.
I only have 2 pens.
Put it in your phone now, write it down later.
The Book of Five Rings?
Let's
I don't
put
know
it in
that
the
one.
phones right now at the very
Is that the promise or the secret? Is that the one with the rings?
least.
Well, I read a little bit about the war. A lot of common sense and stuff you would hear in a basic music house. Yeah.
We can run.
You know, ultimately, I think that the reality is that most of like self-help books or like common sense stuff, the problem is that people, or why it still is relevant today, is that people don't have common sense. When it should probably be called uncommon sense. I'm making a pun. But it really probably should be called that, because it really does feel, the more and more that I talk to people about common sense things, I go, how do you not know this? What do you mean you did not know this? There's just a, yeah. So maybe that's why it's still relevant today. Phil's son is an adult son of a wealthy family who, despite being mediocre and lacking any real talent or determination to succeed in life, or at least floats by, and then eventually has to wage war as a general for the Chinese army. Oh, like Donald Trump. Got it. The balance is the other advice of act fast, beat the wave, have fun, and they get from other places. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Ludwig's class here is absolutely counterculture to what this event actually is.
And on the phone. All right, guys, we're writing down our goals. These are goals that you want to achieve before the end of the year. They're 2026 goals. We're in July. We're over halfway through. We don't have that much time left.
True.
But what do you want to achieve by the end of the year? These don't have to be streamer related. All right, they can be about maybe your personal health, your personal relationships. But I want you to be writing down the goals. If you're writing down on your phone, I want you to write these down physically, okay? This, I have it. I didn't bring it with me, actually. I fucked up. We forgot to bring it. I wrote this down in 2018. I literally have the piece of paper in my dorm room, okay? It was 2,000 subs, 100K followers, 1 million uniques.
2,000 subs?
Be punctual, be full-time.
YouTube subs.
I went 4 for 5. I'm not a punctual guy. I'll be honest about myself. All right, I went 4 for 5. But I do believe there is some value in materializing your goals by writing them out, putting them in the universe, okay? And I want to see your goals. I'll reply to all of them. That's part of your homework today. But ultimately, motivation is fleeting. Discipline.
It's all pretty basic. Repeat it all over social media. It isn't really advice that helps. I don't know about that, Tyrant. I don't know. I really do feel like I also used to have that sentiment, in that the people who want the advice are never going, or the people who need the advice are never going to find it, and the people who find the advice already know it. It is one of those intriguing things about the internet, on any kind of self-education based content. If you want to learn about something, you will find it. It exists out there. It's not rocket science. But the people who probably need that the most, they're never going to look for it. They're never going to actively go and seek it out. And so the beauty of him doing it here is that I don't think that any of these people would probably go seek nothing against them, but I just don't think that any of them would seek any of this out of their own accord.
To be in the future, and goals can help you be accountable. Okay, make the goals achievable.
What's going on my computer?
Also something that you're shooting for. Next up.
Create a schedule. Wake up. I do meetings, podcasts, and get myself ready for the day at 9:30 a.m. Damn, he wakes up later than I do. Me time. Time to watch streams, eat, work out, and ideate what I want to do on stream today. That's at 1 p.m. Between 9:30 till noon, he is just waking up. From 1 till 4, he is working on himself. He's streaming from 4 to 6, comprised of 3 segments. So, okay, that's 5 hours. Decompress, spend time with my fiance, watch TV, eat dinner, chill with my cats at 9 until 1 a.m. That's 4 hours. End on time. When you end your day determines your next day will go. I agree with that. Hi, Supercat. Tell us about my schedule. I wake up at 8 o'clock. I get coffee. I come to my desk. I check my emails from what may have occurred overnight, because lots of things happen overnight. The world runs on 24 hours. I load up all of the various tabs that I need to load to do a morning check of all things. Then I usually, that takes me to about 10 o'clock. At that point, I usually do a small workout. And then I get breakfast sometimes, or I'll wait till lunch for that. Then check in on Discord. No, in that time I'm also doing Wordle. Then by noon, usually that's when I've eaten. And then I'm at my computer, checking things, reading things, checking Reddit, all the various subreddits that have to do with streaming or content creation, reading through tweets, go to the For You page, see what's there. I was telling somebody the other day that I spend a lot of time like collecting data that feels like a waste of time because I don't end up doing anything with it, but it's background knowledge of what I need to know about the platform. And so it feels like it's a weird spending of time that I should probably figure out how to use more effectively. So for example, like I'll take a look at like who the top 50 streamers are for the last week. Do I need to know that? I don't know that I do, but it might come in handy at some point. So there's like a lot of like stuff that feels like it's not really doing too much. Stream sometime between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. After that, I make dinner. And then usually 8 till 10 is like doing emails, replying to Discord messages, the ones that I remember to reply to. And then 10 o'clock till 1 is usually just me time, where I'll watch streams, play marathon, catch up on YouTube videos, and go to bed. Doom scrolling out, that's in there. Doom scrolling out. I take a look at every single live stream fail post. I do. I don't watch them all, but I look at the titles and see if there's anything consequential that might be important to know. That office hour was rather informative. I agree, Crodal, and we will probably watch that. When is the hour of erotic roleplay with Claude? I can't tell you that. That's a secret. Play marathon? Yeah, I like marathon. I didn't hear you where you spend time with Sparty. Yeah, it's usually in the 8 to 10 time. We usually hang out then. Well, you've seen what happens is that usually around 6:30, 7 o'clock, he comes in here, jumps on my lap, and wants to be on my shoulder. That's his cuddle time. That lets me know that, hey, okay, time to wrap up. And then usually as I'm making dinner, I'm playing with a stick with him or whatever. That's usually the time that we do that. And we're watching a live stream where Dr. Disrespect was canned playing freaking Roblox. I think he was watching a Roblox stream. But yeah. I Zero Fire.
We're going to talk about schedule.
Yeah, I could probably better characterize this in terms of time frames because there is a schedule to it. I will say that more recently, I have usually between 11 till 1. Right now, anyways, I've been going outside a lot more. I've been going for bike rides. I've been going for a walk. Getting more fresh air because winter is coming and I won't be doing any of that then. And I've just been enjoying the new town that I'm living in. Lots of streams, lots of paths, lots of fields of hay. So I've been trying to do more of that, trying to figure that in a little bit more.
Schedule. All right, this is important.
Is the air quality even okay outside right now? Now it's fine. But yeah, when the air quality was shit, and it was really, really bad here, I closed all the windows and I stayed inside for 3 days.
When I first went full-time streaming...
By the way, I'm not turning on the lights. We're about to get a storm here, I think. So it's getting a little dark, but I'm not turning on the lights because my eye will freak out. It doesn't tolerate the light very well right now.
I did what probably a lot of you maybe do right
Those
now.
of you who just showed up, I'm dealing with the American lettuce virus in my eye.
I went live when I woke up. I went to bed when I was tired. I woke up whenever I woke up. And I sort of did that on repeat, but you probably have recognized,
subscriber.
Maybe some of you who... started full time.
Robertables, thank you very much for the 2-month sub. Thank you. Pink Eye. Well, we yeah. That's basically, yes, correct.
I'm streaming from
There's no other way to describe it.
Schedule kind of helps. It helps make sure you wake up.
But it's getting better.
Times,
It's
get
getting
similar
better.
Sunlight. You eat
getting better.
correctly. You're working out correctly. And I don't think people think enough about streamer schedules. They just think about when can I spark? How long can I be live?
Side note, where did the spark thing come from? The amount of times that I've heard people, including Ludwig, talking about sparking a stream. When did that happen? I must have missed that. I missed that update. I don't remember the sparking of streams being a thing.
I think a lot of you right now, who's doing 24/7 here? Okay. Now this is fine. Look, it's Streamer U. It's a rare event. You're capitalizing on it. Okay. But let's get a good schedule when we get back. I'm going to tell you this is my ideal schedule. This is what I try to do day to day, at least when I go live. I wake up 9:30. The first thing I do, first 4 hours of my day, it's meetings. I do some podcasts. I eat right. I do like at least, 5K steps. It's just starting my day off, okay? Next up, 1 p.m. This is probably one of the most important parts of my day. It's me time. I'm looking at people's streams. I'm ideating what I'm going to do on stream that day. That's it. I got nothing else on the plate. It's eat, ideate. I watch Twitch, that's it. 4 p.m., usually about when I go live. I don't go live for more than 4 to 6 hours. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit why, and why that's, I think, a good amount of time for you guys to go live for.
I have a hot take on that I'll explain when we get to that point.
But I'll do whatever.
Tell me about your me time. He's a married man, or he's an engaged man.
My fiance, eat dinner, chill, and then I try to hit a similar bedtime every day. This is going to be another homework assignment for y'all. This one, you guys don't need to show to me, but I want you to create an ideal schedule for yourselves for when you guys get back from Streamer U. What is the life you want to lead? Okay, write it down for yourself.
Got the
you can make your life really easy.
Ready? Because here's a hot take.
A new follower.
It's like for Streamer Data Analytics course, it's SU 2027. There's a small idea that I do have in watching that I actually, again, as I said, it's not my environment. I would not be good in that environment. I'm not going to be good content for it. But there's a small idea that might actually work in Europe that I have that I'm not going to share now, but it's going to sit in my brain for a little bit as I percolate the idea and develop whether or not it's worth pitching as an application for not a professor, but like a special role, like how they had janitors and they had guidance counselor and I just love puzzles in the library. It's one of those roles. So it's not inherently like content first. It's more of a supportive role. Hi, Dem Dollars. How are you doing?
You just follow the script that you give yourself.
Making videos that rivals these classes so you don't have to worry about the social pressures. You have the knowledge and get to talk about all the things that actually help. Dr. Zach going into you next year. Yes, exactly.
Don't want to take days off. I think a lot of you guys
take days off. Yes.
To keep going.
French language course teacher doesn't count, Zach. Not allowed to leave the chateau.
You are human. You are
because brothers were the janitors, but they didn't get to clean anything up. Yeah, I know. Again, it was a joke role. It was a joke role.
People underestimate what they can do in 5 years. They overestimate what they can do in 1 year, okay? So if you give yourself a little rest, you'll be a lot more successful in the long term. Agreed. Are you trying to be a streamer for a year and burn out and then be like, oh, I can't deal with content creation? Or are you trying to do it? I'm on year 8, okay? Yeah. And you never seen a tweet out of me going, oh man, I'm so fucking tired doing this. Because I take time off. I go to Dodgers games, I hang out with my fiance, I do whatever. But I think time off is important.
Do you think this guy is engaged? Do you think he's engaged? Jesus.
That shit actually matters. It will help you in the long run.
He's also very clearly in love. Like that's the amount of times that he brings it up is they're very clearly in love, which is very, very sweet. It's very, very sweet.
It will also help you be a more well-rounded individual. People who stream every day, they
but also, who the heck can relate
individuals.
To that? Who the hell can relate to that?
Experiencing life makes you a better streamer, makes you a more well-rounded person. This also matters. Do we have a question on that?
Did you start taking days off once you made big, or when you were still
All right, guys, hold on. That's a good question. Did I take days off when I was making big? Okay, look, it's true that when the number's going up, it is really exciting to ride that wave.
Yep.
And do as much as you can to keep it going. It's like what you guys are doing currently with Streamer University. I gotta go live every day. Okay, that's fine. I think it's okay for short periods of time to do that, but make it a short period of time. Recognize hey, I'm catching this wave. I'm gonna take some time for myself after, all right, to catch up on the life that I haven't been leading because I've been so focused on work. It's really easy for streamers to fall in the trap. You know the trope of like the working husband, barely knows his wife, barely knows his kids, works every day? Streamers do that to themselves all the time. So many streamers have amazing relationships.
Streamers don't have wives and kids. What are you talking about?
Relationships online, offline, they barely talk to the people they stream with. They have no person.
They don't have that. Here is a sad reality. Here is a sad reality. A lot of streamers, a lot of content creators, probably
Is Ludwig stupid?
I don't know the context of that one. Damn it. I don't know the context of that one, why I said that. But like Ludwig is a very different, like he has he has what feels like more of a normal life. Like he is a very well put together guy. He is atypical in the content creation space. There are very, 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 very few like Ludwig. But yeah, I think that especially for streamers, the vast majority of, again, I'm assuming here, I would think that the vast majority of streamers, probably their interactions, their most common interactions with other people are their chats, are the people in their community. They don't have necessarily the family cohesion outside. They don't have the friends, because like he mentions in the third one, I believe, that he's been friends with one, and he still works with a guy who he's known since he was 6 years old. Like he's got all of those like established people in his life that have been there the entire time.
Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that. Twitch clip that.
Whereas a lot of the people here, these people are promoting, like you hear it all the time. Streamers are promoting a mod that they just like, oh, this person gave him $50 and so we made him a mod, and then that mod holds them ransom for their information later on in life. Like people pick the wrong mod all the time. This would be my truth bomb that I present here in countering the narrative that Ludwig is presenting here, is that it's just it's an idealistic life that he lives where he can have that structure, where he does have those people. The message is correct, but the reality is maybe not so much true for a lot of people. It's just not. It's just not. Hi Laura. Hi Kiwi. Like these numbers go up and is not excited. Well, that's not inherently true. He treats it like a job. This guy should run for president. Probably. Thank you, Roberta Bowles. Thank you. We did get a clip from that. We did, in fact, get a clip. Or they get drunk and mod some idiot. Yeah, most of the streamers I watch have partners, Zach. It's not uncommon. I'm not saying it's uncommon. I'm saying, well, again, maybe it's also the people who you're picking to watch are on the more mature side. But I don't think that it is the rule, and granted, that's just standard in society. I believe there are significantly more single people than there are married people at this point. So it's not even that I'm making up a stat that's exclusive to the live streaming space. I think that's just how things are. Percentage breakdown of single versus couples globally. Marriage and divorce. What we got? Yeah. So like, look, marriage rate per 1,000 people. 6 people are married per 1,000 in 2022 in the United States. And that's on the high end. Who have never married. Like, I mean, we're in massive percentiles here. Average, we get one that's just like, just single, global dating crisis. Singles worldwide. Here we go. God damn it. Well, we tried. Once you get a 403 error, you just call it quits there, guys. That's the world telling you, you're going to be single on this one. That's not the number who get married per year. That's the number of people who get married per year, not the total number married. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. What percentage of people are single? 31% of US adults are single. Not married, living with a partner, or in a committed relationship. Percentage varies by age, race. Okay, 31%. 31%. 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3.
Personality. They give everything to their creation, and then they're a husk of themselves. In 10
Do
years,
a
you will
poll
not
in
be hearing
chat,
about them. I
true.
promise you that.
Yeah.
In any case, I do think that a lot more people on Twitch, especially if you're a content creator, are probably having more interactions with chat than you are with people outside of chat.
All right. Who's your GOAT? There's another homework assignment. I need you guys to be writing down who your streaming GOATs are. Now, for this
God damn it,
specifically,
Salty.
all right?
There you go. There's a poll. There's a
It is
poll.
important for you to study what you are passionate about, okay? You cannot be a streamer if you do not watch streams. It just doesn't work. You're just not, you don't actually care
Yeah, but I also
about
just got
the
put on my
medium,
friend's
maybe you just like
YouTube
the idea
premium family account. So about that for single adult. Hell yeah.
of being big and successful, maybe like the idea of being rich. You'll just never be successful if those are your reasons.
Where's the
Because
I
you
wish
love
option? Oh no, Terry.
streaming to be
Oh
a big streamer.
no.
All right? So what does it mean when I say who's your GOAT? I need you to find streamers in the niche you are in. Okay? If you are doing sports, don't put down, Jeffree Star as your GOAT or whatever. Try to make it somebody who's in the same sphere as you. All right? So for example, look, everyone knows Anthony Edwards? All right, Anthony Edwards.
I don't know who Anthony Edwards is. I kind of tuned out of the NBA. Once 2021, the COVID season, I was like, I'm not watching this. So I haven't really watched it since.
Says he's inspired by KD. Talk to him in an interview. He says he's inspired by Kobe. Kobe obviously inspired by Michael Jordan. Most of you probably don't know who David Thompson is.
David Thompson, that's the guy who started Wendy's. I spelled founder wrong. God damn it. Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas, there you go. We all know who Dave Thomas is. Hell yeah.
Okay, that's the domino piece that started it all. He inspired Michael Jordan to be the player he is. We stand up.
I could see Wendy's doing that for Michael Jordan. I could see that. I thought Wendy's was made for Wendy by Wendy Dad.
On the shoulders of giants. Respect these giants. Study your GOATs. I'm going to give you a few examples of people who I like right now.
Joe Bart, King of the Content Funnel. RDC, authenticity of their friend group and content. KDB, she's really funny. All right.
Now,
good people.
And so when I ask you to write down these GOATs for this homework assignment, I want you to write down 3 people and why. What about their content?
Michael Jordan was sponsored by McDonald's. Why do you think that was? Because Wendy's inspired them. They were trying to get in on that
We'll talk about
that
the content funnel a bit later.
burger path.
Okay. RDC, they're probably kings of authenticity in streaming. And I think authenticity is what
Agreedy, chef.
really enjoy, right?
Agreed.
Especially because there's such like a Mr. Beastification, of like big grand events or whatever. People like authenticity, a friend group who are actual real life friends. You can't get much better than that. And then KDB, she's funnier than I'll ever be. So honestly, I'll watch funny people to hopefully pick up a thing or two. So anyway, that's an example of a few GOATs. I need you guys for your homework. All right.
Do this right now, for real. I'm serious. Goals. Write down your goals to achieve this year. 2, schedule. Create an ideal schedule you'll adhere to. 3, GOATs. Write down those who inspire you. 4, own it. Say your goals out loud to make them real.
This is it. Your homework today. Write down your 3.
Okay, I'm going to say, just so far, again, this is all reasonable advice, but I am going to say that day 2 and day 3 were much better in terms of the general advice that he's provided here. Hi, Jesus. Who is my streaming content GOAT? It would have to be Devin Nash. Who is my streaming / content GOAT? Who am I inspired by in streaming right now? Mine is Goat Simulator 3. Devin is great. I just can't choose Devin, but by nature of he doesn't stream anymore, and I don't want to follow that path. Because I enjoy streaming too much. Said the word goats out loud, and now there are goats everywhere. Hell yeah! It is okay to say meme. Dan Clancy, right? Yeah. You know what? Let me actually do this. Let me do this.
Talk about this stuff because it's boring, and because I'm old and fat, and I sit here yelling about Twitch and nobody cares.
God, Devin Nash is very predictive of what this stream was going to become. He knows because his stream suffered the same end, and mine's going to as well. It's very true. It's very true. You can sit here and say all you want, and damn, it just never happened. Nothing ever goes well. I'm actually going to sit down and do this for real tonight. Let me actually take a screenshot, and I'll bring it back to you guys tomorrow. Because I don't want to. I could do something like here right now, and it'd be silly and fun, and it might not actually be true and real, and yeah. I think I can do a better job at actually answering this if I give myself a little bit of time. Hi, Bowler. Anyways, thought at least drop in seeing what's going on in Stream University before hopping into any movies today. Some of the teachers you can tell are streamers who just got lucky in streamer growth that you can just tell they shouldn't be giving any advice as Stream University teacher as well. Heard about that recently. Hell yeah. Why did it sound like Alex Jones? How are Twitch macro trends this year so far? Bad. Not great. They're not great. It's not looking good. Hey, should we play Guest Star? But for how many people are streaming in vertical? I have to update it, but I think we could update it. It might work. Those numbers are incorrect. Oh, we can take a look. We can do it together right now, just for the fun of it. Let's see how. What would I call it? Guest Star was clever and fun to say. What can I say about vertical? I don't know. But let's find out. Let's see how many people are using vertical right now. Historically, there's about 0.218% of people that are currently using it. Let's see if we can get that number above. There are currently 121,000 channels live right now. Is that going to forget the homework? I'm not going to forget the homework. I wrote it down. And then fake being sick? That might happen. We'll see. Let's take a look. If I make this a little bit smaller, we can do it in fives. That makes life a little easier. 5, 10, 50. There's actually some interesting people here. 5. Do people who have a tiny horizontal rectangle in vertical mode count? No. Only people who are streaming in dual format vertical. The dual stream? Yes, exactly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Dual stream with horizontal doesn't count? Wait, am I just realizing this is only... No, they must be streaming on vertical. They are streaming on vertical. The whole thing, it says vertical. It's all about vertical. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Our goal is over 0.2%. 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And Twitch is just doing a promotional blitz where they've actually put it on the dashboard saying, hey, activate the vertical dual feed right now. Put an M before the URL on check. Does that work? Where'd I put it? Right here? No. Clearly not. I think it's here. Oops. Oh, I gotta get rid of the www. That's the problem here. That's the problem I'm realizing. Yeah, see? Vertical. 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, 135, 140, 145, 150, 155, 160, 165, 170, 175, 180, 185, 190, 195, 200, 203. Did we do it? 203 divided by this equals no. No. No, we didn't. No. .16686%. The highest it has ever been is 0.191, something like that. So no, we're not there. We're not there. We're not there. So whichever going into a product no one wants or is using, I know. Well, again, they're going to try to promote it and push it and get people to do it. Yeah, it was literally on the creator front page today to, hey, set it up. And in fact, they've launched this as well. You can actually see it here where they say, hey, go set up your vertical stream. You're not streaming in vertical. Do it. Do it. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out on whether or not they're able to actually convince people to use it. I'm doubtful. But is what it is. Back to this.
Goals? It can be 3 or more.
What did you just say?
Is that Lacey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't like the vibe.
You didn't like the vibe.
Like the vibe.
Tell him to be allowed to.
Can you go out, yell him, and tell him to go see Dean Sinat on my behalf?
Oh my god.
Right now, baby, go yell him. Hey, Lacey. Dean Sinat right now. I'm not playing.
Truly uncomfortable.
I'm not playing. You are 30 minutes late to class.
I'm not even in this class.
That man, go handle
That's even a better reason. Dean Sinat.
No, yeah, vocal notes.
Get out of here.
Don't worry about it. I got it. All right, come on. Let's get out of here. All right.
What the hell is going on?
All right, close the door, Vader. All right, homework. Guys, back to it, your homework.
Hi, Josh.
All right, there's 3 things. I'm only checking for 2. First one, I need your goals, at least 3 for the end of the year. I need you to think about the schedule. I don't need to see what your schedule is, but start thinking of an ideal schedule. And then finally, write down your 3 goats and why they are your goats, what you admire about them. And I want to just actually take a few right now. Does anyone have some goals they'd like to share with the class? Bonnie, please. What's a goal?
Does anyone find that funny or to be a good bit? The Batman thing?
I do struggle with that a little bit.
Lose your imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how about we...
Oh, brother.
So uncomfortable.
I'll let it slide. I think, Bonnie, a good way to phrase goals are things you can make actions on, right? So lose the imposter syndrome is hard because it's a little open-ended. So maybe write down things you appreciate about yourself.
I don't think you ever lose your imposter syndrome, by the way. I don't think you'll ever lose your imposter syndrome. There's always going to be something that you don't... And this is true probably for everybody, by the way. There's always going to be something that you maybe feel like, ooh, I don't necessarily know, or I'm not in the right spot, or I'm not qualified for this, or whatever. I think that's the nature of life, actually, is that you're always... If you are comfortable and feel confident and you never feel challenged in what you're doing, that doesn't sound great. That doesn't sound like a great life. You should always be in a position that is slightly uncomfortable, that you're slightly on the verge of learning more about. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Because I'm perfect? Well, that's true, Salty. That much we know. So we're talking about the yelling at Lacey to get her to the class thing, not necessarily the Batman guy. Oh, I don't know. Live, things happen live. There's plenty of people who don't have it. They're overconfident. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Did they... I'm trying to give it a proper thought here. I feel like people who are overconfident in things that they don't know anything about. Well, again, it's the internet. It's kind of the how a lot of things operate today. But it does feel like people who are overconfident often get found out as being phony. But I guess that's, I don't know. Phone tripod. Those that display confidence can get themselves over than those who aren't practiced, though. True.
Every day, like building confidence in ways that you can make tangible actions towards, as opposed to hurting yourself in your own goal. In your own goal, you've labeled that you have imposter syndrome. But if we were to make our goal, hey, I'm gonna say things I appreciate about myself.
They have not yet, Dimitri. No.
That I have in my life, then that works towards your goal without.
Look, a lot worse due
phrasing
to
your goal
different
in a negative
culture and
way.
even privacy laws. I don't think that'll be a problem because it is a self-contained, or it would be a self-contained campus. In that, when you walk onto campus, you understand that you will be filmed.
Any other goals? I'm gonna go around. Just get about. So I come back. What you got?
Oh, to lose weight.
To lose weight? Why do you want to lose weight?
Because I'm fat.
Now, are you saying you're fat, or do you feel bad when you walk around?
No, I mean, I feel like I can...
Are people calling you fat? Does chat call you fat?
You are not that fat.
Oh,
You're not
What the fuck is that? You are not that fat?
Hey, uncalled for. You got so much.
That's crazy.
But is it? But is it? I mean, that's not a crazy thing to say. That's not a crazy thing to say. If somebody's a little overweight, you're technically on the fat side. That's fine. You're not that fat. If we're going the honest route, if we're going for the brutal honesty thing of like, well, the stats say, it's not a bad thing. Well, I guess it's kind of a bad thing. Depends on how you interpret it and how you process it.
All right, I think that's a good goal. I think personal goals
First,
are
still
great.
an
What you
option?
got?
Hell yeah. Hey, they do have a campus. What's that campus that they have, the Polytechnic one that they're getting all the people signed up for? Where you join and then you build the drones. They have a whole drone building thing. Mm-hmm. Who's going to set you free? Exactly, Sujume. Ollie? Russian drone building campus. Well, I hate this search so much. I hate this search so much. Do they need some drone people in the European parts of Europe?
My clothing brand and sell
European
about
parts of
10,000
Russia. Why did I say Europe?
Grow your clothing brand, sell 10,000 units in the first year?
Yeah.
I like that. What's the clothing brand name?
OLVR, Oliver.
Have you dropped a drop yet?
Not yet. I'm getting samples August 10th.
Now samples August 10th? I like it. All right, what's your goal?
10,000 pieces is a lot. That's a heavy goal.
More art,
Where was Stream University when people like you and Pharaoh started streaming?
learn how to spend time off.
What is going on? What has happened here? What am I seeing? What is this? Yeah, 10K units is a lot.
And more
What did that?
technology free time. And AJ, you lost so much weight. Don't call yourself fat.
AJ, I like that. AJ called you AJ. Why are you calling it make more? I think it's important with goals.
What was the question that I was
Let's get
supposed
a
to be
little more
answering?
specific. Make
Oh,
more
where
art
was
is
Streamer
open-ended.
University? Right.
It can be one of those goals that you're like.
I'll be honest with you. I think that's kind of what, at least in 2018 when I went, that's what TwitchCon was. TwitchCon was effectively Streamer University in that a lot of people there were streamers. A lot of people were there for networking. There was education. It felt like a community. You didn't like if everything felt like everybody was there for the same reason. The last TwitchCon I went to, 2023, in Vegas, did not feel like that. Did not feel like that. And I somewhat attributed it to the venue being different, for being in an odd location compared to San Diego. But actually, I don't think that's the case. I think that the nature of the pandemic changed this platform, and the nature of the creators on this platform changed, where I don't think that you would have that same kind of vibe at any TwitchCon now. You might find pockets of it, but it's not the same as it was. And so that's what I would say is TwitchCon was Streamer University in the past. I just don't think that's the case anymore for that event. Looking more valid for education back in the days, yeah.
I can do an event. You can push that off. So I don't know what specific art.
We too
you made.
old?
Well, that's the thing. I do all art. I'm all media.
Can't do anything about that though. Can't reverse that one. Can't lose a couple decades.
Because now I have such a streaming mindset.
Can't lose a
that
few
I'm like,
years.
Okay, now how can I structure this art to be funny and interesting for a stream to keep my viewership going?
So why
I
not
need to
say,
cut that off.
hey, I'm taking Fridays off now. That's a day where I can work on myself and I can also do my art.
TV bags at 30K, yeah.
It's so easy to like when you
Better
see
connection
a
using
wave
the TV
that
go
you
up,
want to
yeah.
be like, oh, I need to ride this one because I feel
Yes.
like there's always I have random lucky moments where I'm like, okay, I'm taking this one.
Yeah, but I think it's all right. I think the day off won't kill you. But or even if it's a morning or whatever it is,
Yeah,
you can fit it
figure
in.
it out for us.
How about an example of some goats? Who here has a goat in mind? Someone they really like, someone who thinks great, that inspires them. What you got?
Extra Emily.
Extra Emily, and why?
I like her.
Driving? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm trying to think of any goats. It's really interesting in that there's not. Like, I like lots of creators and I like their content, but it's not anything that I would aspire to be on the same level as. Isn't Kaisen out your goat? He is. That is true. But that's only in oh, I got nothing. I got nothing. Ludwig, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I definitely have a lot more interest in Ludwig content now after seeing this. Hey, Desk Up sponsor for SU Europe. Could make it happen.
My car is total too, but that's not the point. So no, I like that she just does like solo streams. I did the same thing where I just travel.
In IRL?
Yeah, I'm about to do a Europe tour solo.
Eric is definitely a goat. For some, yeah.
Places. I think that's great. Mr. Keem.
This is no glaze.
Can't say me, I will go next.
Agent Zero. He's the best variety streamer ever, alright?
Cocky for saying not me. Best variety streamer, so what do you mean by that? Why is he better than Lyric?
He's very consistent. He does immaculate IRL content. He's an amazing gamer, and he's a Reacts king.
I would say what he does better. What does he do better than Lyric?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of Lyric. I know who he is,
What
but I
does
don't
he do
watch
better
him.
Who brought up Lyric before? That Mr. Keem? That is Mr. Keem.
What's he do better than?
It's not a competition, Ludwig. I know the answer.
You know what's funny? A great finish to the event. Uh-oh. What are you even linking me? Oh yeah, I did see this. Yeah, it was a good moment. I was crying watching it. I had tears in my eyes because it was such a strong moment, but also because I have pink eye, and so my eyes are constantly watering. So could have been both.
He knows the answer.
Well, I will say this: he is the professor of the year
No,
of 2025.
I did not forget to pay my late bill. Storm outside. I'll repeat it. This is where we see. This is why Twitch thinks that we need an AI recap thing. By the way, because I've had to say it a few times. I'm currently fighting American lettuce, an American lettuce infection in my eye, and you could pin a message. I'm not going to. I kissed a girl once, and all I got was pink eye. Yeah. So yeah, my eye is very, very sensitive and annoying, and so the lights they're not working with me right now. So I'm keeping the lights off for the time being. Why did you put lettuce on your eye? It was a warm day, and I thought it would cool them down, kind of like a cucumber does when you're getting a spa treatment. I didn't have any cucumbers, but I had lettuce, and I was like, oh, perfect. Product of America. I'm sure it's fine.
So, I think the only reason I'm pushing you on this is when I want you to mention your GOAT, I need you to really know who they are.
Okay, so what he does do better, I would say, is like, so he has a group, AMP, and they make content together regularly, and I don't know if you have like a group, maybe you have like the yard or something?
I think an agent,
I think he's getting a little bit lost in the sauce here, Keem. I like Keem, by the way. Keem's a great guy. Keem's a great guy.
can back me up. I think what agent does.
Keem is the guy who I watched the most this weekend. During Streamer University. I typically started with his perspective on things and then kind of like spiraled out from that. Keem did really well. He did.
Better than almost anyone is the thoughtfulness of his
What's with my goddamn computer?
segments.
I agree.
I think he ideates probably more than almost any other streamer, and then the segments that come out of that
I liked it a lot.
are much
Yeah,
more creative.
Yeah, because I knew to some degree what I was going to get from Keem going in. Though I will say he was on a Keem was, and I would be comfortable saying this to his face. He was certainly turned up to 11 on his typical personality. He was definitely slightly more larger of a person than he typically is, and that's not a slight against him. But it was a kind of thing that on occasion I was like, okay, all right, Keem, that's all right, okay. And it was the environment that he's in. And he had to rise to the occasion, and the people around him are all giving that same level of energy. It's understandable. But for me, I was kind of like, okay, all right, I'm gonna try a different channel for a little bit here. But again, love Keem, fantastic guy, very good dude, and deserves the success. Like legitimately deserves the success because he works hard, he cares a lot. And yeah, he makes other creators better with him being around, whether that is working tech for people or when helping people out. He's happy to do so. Except for responding to DMs. He does not respond to DMs. That much is true. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever get a response to my DMs to him now. I think that one, that ship has sailed. Too popular. He's fueled by Red Bull all weekend. Yeah, Red Bull and lack of sleep and a poor roommate. I understand why he was again, unfamiliar circumstances. He did great, and anybody in that situation would be a little bit different than the usual self. But there was just a couple times I was kind of like, okay, all right, lots going on here.
Pound for pound, okay, as opposed to someone like
he was commenting, but yeah, absolutely,
much more desktop focused, or an IRL streamer who's too scared to try out desktop. Agent will push boundaries in the expressing.
Says the pot about the kettle. Okay. How dare you? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Abrew! Hi, Abrew. Hi, Nil Pointer. Welcome to the stream. Abrew, how was your stream? What were you doing? Why was it a Labubu raid? Why is it a Labubu raid of all things? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Hello, everybody coming from Abrew stream. My name is Zach. Today we are watching Ludwig be a teacher at Streamer University. He is providing some interesting information for creators on how to be better creators and how to actually set themselves up for success. And I like that kind of content. That's the kind of content that we typically do around here, talking about Twitch, the creator space, what's going on in streaming, in the economy, all things that are kind of related to being a content creator and succeeding in this industry. Zach is pretty okay at answering. I'm okay at answering. Oh, that's what you're saying. E-Chef, that's what you're saying. Yeah, I'm okay at responding to DMs. If you catch me, if you message me when I'm live or sleeping, I will dismiss those. I dismiss the because I'll see it here and it will drive me crazy to see it in the corner of my eye. So I click on it so that it goes away. It stops notifying me. Same with at night. Have you seen Labubu Karen? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? It was good. Played a bit of Black Flag. Did some programming and then watched a documentary on vacuum tubes. Ooh, interesting. Is this AI? DM Zach every 10 minutes. Don't do that. Don't. That's the quickest way to get you blocked. Also, it is not. Oh my god. Oh my god. People have too much time on their hands. Has had about a week to plan their lessons and clear their schedule. I think he wrote their lesson the night before and during the breakfast. That makes sense.
A new subscriber.
Ooh, a brew. Thank you. Thank you very much for the 1 year resub.
Exclamation mark friggin' year of epic streamer knowledge and updates.
Oh, that's been a year? Damn. It's been a year already? Sheesh. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Who is a brew? That's a brew. Loki a brew. Loki a brew. That's their name. I DM Zach to show him a feature that he already knew about. True. That happens a lot, and I always feel bad. I don't know exactly how to respond. Not specifically to Slashy, but like other people will send it to me, and now I just say, "Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for sending this to me. I appreciate that. Thank you so much." Rather than what I used to do in the past and be like, "Oh yeah, I shared that on Twitter 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago." The R in a brew is invisible. Oh, is that Zach's pet name? Yeah, that is exactly what happened. That's actually exactly what happened. We just stuck with it.
So that's what
Are you adding an R? Because that's what it is.
I would spot for you. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, all the compliments I'll take.
All right.
There's some other people that have a nickname in here.
All right, let's get one final one. We're gonna go next after that. We have not heard from you yet.
Hi, I'm Tana Biddick. My goal, I would say, is to become like the first female athlete in this kind of industry.
Well, I think that already's happened, but
I play softball, so I don't really.
Softball. Well, I mean, Twitch is pushing for celebrities. They are pushing the whole sports angle right now. It actually is a good potential thing to push into if you can really lean on the sports angle and hopefully celebrity side of that. Twitch will absolutely take you under their wing. Well, maybe not absolutely, but there's maybe some opportunities there to connect more with Twitch to actually because they're really focusing on sports right now. Twitch is doing all these seminars and like how Twitch is reinventing the consumption of sports, how it's redefining what sports fandom is. Like they're doing all those kind of things with advertisers right now. So there might be actually a good path for her. Hi, Buffalo.
Know.
But yeah, there's definitely been some female athletes on the platform already. They'll constantly bring up stud buds. So yeah, they have a partnership with the WNBA. Like there's a few other things here, and actually the WHL as well. But yeah, anyways, I would say for her, probably a good idea to familiarize yourself more with the platform. I don't know if she's been a streamer for a long time. It didn't seem like everybody had been here for a very long time. A lot of relatively new creators.
Many athletes in general. That
Ronda Rousey did stream
sit
way
here
back
and
in the day,
stream
though.
like this and make it here. So especially females. so that's my goal.
Robin,
Okay,
yeah.
I like that.
Those
You're
are
trying to
definitely
develop a
has a
niche
lot of
then.
celebrities and a big audience on
I like
Twitch
that.
to focus on.
All right, let's go through then.
I mean, yeah. Ours from the WNBA is already streaming and just paired up with an esports org. My day's going well, Buffalo. My day's going well. As well as can be. Because it's a lot easier now because NCAA changed their money-making rules. That is true. Yeah, true.
All right.
Celebrities are WNBA streamers. That is correct. I was saying kind of in addition to that.
We gotta go handle this, but we were here, so please don't tell Dean Sanat. Get your homework, let's go. We'll be back.
You interrupted class. Get out and don't come back.
Who said that?
All right, see y'all.
What's the count on it?
Who said that?
Were those the people who are dressed as the fucking?
Lorax.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got a character for every day. That's fun.
He was somebody else earlier.
Yeah, he was.
Today?
It was Victor.
Guys, show of hands. Did anyone here not write something down?
Oh. He preloaded that one. He should have waited. He should have had them put up their hand first before dropping this hit. Murdoggin, how are you, my friend? Murdoggin, welcome. Murdoggin, for those of you who don't know, actually, Murdoggin might be one of my streaming goats. He might actually be one of my streaming goats. who is recently streaming again. Anybody have a job for Murdoggin? Murdoggin's looking for a job. If you're in Canada and you have a job that doesn't require any specific qualifications, because I don't know what qualifications Mur has, you can drop a resume. Yeah, drop it in chat. You got a remote job for something? Mur might be able to do it. Mur might be able to do it. I already suggested firefighter. I already suggested firefighter to him. I already suggested that one. Your streaming on Twitch is a great job. Oh, he's trying it. He's trying it. Where's a good streamer, though? Where's a good streamer?
Did anyone here not put down their goals?
A new subscriber.
Thank you, Anonymous, for gifting a sub to Murdoggin. That will help him not see ads, which will give him more time to watch streams. Best I can do is a Costco cashier. That sounds like a good job.
My genuine advice at this point, and I do not say this with malice in my heart, you should probably quit streaming.
That's wrong.
I do.
By the way, no, I don't say this with malice in my heart either. I also think that a lot of people should quit streaming. Not specifically because if you don't put down your goals or whatever. And so here's my hot take. I told you guys earlier that I was going to tell you my hot take. I actually think that there's a lot of people that should not be streaming. And so from a platform level, this is the hot take part. I actually think that this platform should institute limits on how much you can stream depending on your account status. And the reason I say that is, so again, just as a random example, not a fully fleshed out thought here, not yet anyways. But I think that like a partner, maybe you can stream 100, 200 hours per month, whatever. It's your partner, you've achieved something. Affiliate, maybe it's 100 hours max. Onboarded, maybe it's 50 hours max. If you're just getting started, you're non-monetized, maybe it's 25, 30 hours max per month. The reason I say that, and then have a system like Turbo or Twitch Turbo that you can pay for, and it doubles the amount of hours that you can stream per month. The reason to stop rerun channels, yes. To stop 24/7 channels, yes. To stop all of the there's so many various streams that have nobody watching that I've shared this a few times, that people just like turn on their Xbox, they turn on the stream functionality, and they leave their Xbox on. And it's like, well, what value is that presenting to the platform? I understand that the cost is going to be limited, but in terms of discovery, even if it is sorted, like the total amount of content that exists, just by accident, that person might be getting somebody stopping into their stream that should probably end up going to a real creator. And so I think that Twitch has a glut of content. It is hard to find good content on Twitch, which is why people naturally find themselves going to large creators. People, they sort high to low. It is hard to find other good content. It is hard to find people that are rapidly growing, that are breaking out of that on the lower side, because when you have 3 viewers, 5 viewers, 7 viewers, 10 viewers, there's so many other people that have that same amount of viewership that how do you know the difference between somebody who's putting in a lot of work with somebody who's just there 24/7 that just has a whole bunch of computers or view bots or whatever that are just kind of sticking there? I think I just think that, again, the advice here has been many times throughout Streamer University has been, are you streaming too much? Are you streaming 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours a day? It's all probably too much. You should probably be streaming 4 to 6 max for the vast majority of people. There's no way that anybody who is an affiliate can be entertained. There's no way that any partner for the vast majority can be entertaining and upbeat and active and engaged the same for all 12 hours of a stream, right? I think that people can put in a really, really great 4-6 hours. For smaller creators, it's probably 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. But the energy kind of leaves over time. And then you have people that are barely engaging with their chat. They have a whole bunch of lurk viewers watching. They're not the engagement drops off. They're not having as much fun, but they have to stay live because of the money aspect of it. There's just, anyways, as I said, it's my hot take right now is that I think that there's too much content on Twitch, and too much of it is just again, not likely that it's taking away a lot of discovery, but it's taking some, and it's not necessarily good content. I don't think it's to the benefit of the creator. I don't think it's to the benefit of the platform. I don't think it's the benefit of the viewer that there's so much just 24/7 rerun nonsense that just fills in all of the, because again, this platform is about live content. That's the thing that makes it great. Why is there a bunch of streams? Nothing against people who do 24/7. You should do it. It takes advantage of the current system as it exists. But what value is that presenting to somebody who comes to the platform and goes, hey, I'm a new person to this platform. How are you doing? And then the person doesn't respond because it's a VOD. And that's on the larger size. On the smaller size creators, it's just filling numbers. It's just filling numbers. It's just like what's the value here? What value creation is being provided? Hi, Ghost. 2 to 3 hours as a small streamer is a good spot to sit. I agree. I'm glad I stopped streaming so much last year. I focused on making clips. What about a soft cap? I.e. the number of X hours per month you stream, you'll get a hidden or penalized and discovered. Yeah, I mean, something like that, Red. Sure. Hi, Vixen. I think adding limits will have the opposite effect. Just look at how AI is setting weekly limits, and people respond to. Oh no, by the way, I agree. It will have a negative impact. So instead of people streaming less, you'll see people that are streaming to fill up their quota. Oh, I see what you're saying. There's too much content anywhere, not just here. Agreed, Tyrant. I agreed. 24/7 is just ad farming. Those other streamers are stealing my views. It is a wild take to say that Twitch is no different than Hollywood. Oh, is it a wild take to say that Twitch is no different than Hollywood? No. Top dogs will raise up the next gen, while the indies will be the one in the billion to make it. So small streaming doesn't make sense. Below 70-ish viewers. Random number, but under 100 for sure. Yeah. I keep getting them recommended to me. Amazing. Everything but 24/7 streams. Your streams are bad and you should feel bad. Even weirder. It's even weirder that streamers are getting viewers expecting to be streamer like that, which then explains the other streamers doing it. Well, of course, again, once it becomes normalized, other people do it. They follow what works. And again, as I said, if you have a content catalog that allows you to stream 24/7, you probably should. Like have a second channel that is farming ad revenue or whatever, regardless of what the content is. And I understand that, like, as I'm saying this, it's why it's a hot take, by the way. As I'm saying this, there are things like Maya's Alveus Sanctuary, which is a 24/7, whole bunch of different camera angles from that, right? And there's certainly times where nothing interesting is happening on those streams. And then there's smaller ones that do farm streams 24/7. We have our Portuguese duck stream, friend of the channel. They have a 24/7. It's not going to be interesting all the time. And so in those instances, I do think that there should be, because again, I'm trying to think more of like two factors here. I'm trying to think of the content on the platform and the quality of it, because I think that Twitch benefits from having high quality content, and I think that everybody else would as well. I think we would all spend more time on Twitch if there was more high quality content rather than just content that is there to be there. But then secondly, for like the platform itself, because, as much as I don't like a lot of the decisions that Twitch makes, they do want to become profitable. They do want to make money. And so I think that having higher quality content and either A, limitation, or B, a pay to get access to additional hours then does benefit the platform in having a revenue stream that ultimately makes the platform better in terms of content and better in terms of their finances. Not a ton, but some. But anyways, hot take. As I said, not fully fleshed out thought, but the starting of a premise of like Twitch needs some dramatic changes, and that would be one that I would probably consider If I again, no longer Zach for CEO, but I just feel like there's just too much. People are streaming too much, and it's detrimental to themselves, their careers. It's not going to benefit the vast majority of people. It's not. It's really not. If you want to be a successful streamer and you're streaming 12 hours a day, you're probably not going to end up being a successful streamer. Zach 24/7, maybe might have to do it. Do you think more days at fewer hours would be better? Yep. Then fewer days at slightly more? Yep, Vixen, I do. Absolutely. They should cap hours to incentivize people to pushing for affiliate power. Well, that's kind of what I mean, is that, like, again, you're in the top 1% if you have 20 viewers, according to Ludwig's data. So that means that 99% of streams have less than that. Does that seem like it? Again, that distribution applies to a lot of different platforms. There's going to be on YouTube, the vast majority of people only upload one time. Vast majority of people never have more than 3 subscribers to their channel. Like that ends up being true for a lot of different platforms. But I think that there's ways to ultimately guide this path to where, unlike YouTube or TikTok, which have a glut of content, but they have an algorithm that supports it, Twitch doesn't have that. So the only way that they could potential content barriers is by making sure that you're spending your time on the platform well, that you're actually doing things that would benefit you as a creator, that you're not just like, oh yeah, Xbox, record that and turn it on and then just leave it for 48 hours so that it records your gameplay. That I don't think is a great thing to do. I don't think that benefits anybody. So Twitch maybe looking into the ad rev for 24/7 channels. Maybe they're looking at the CTR and giving less paying ads, non-interactive channels, passively discouraging them. That could be the case. Yeah, I can see that. I have another streamer talk about what Ludwig said about hours. Not sure if you know him. Content Delta. I don't know him. Let me write it down. Content Delta. Oh, my eyes. I'm gonna drop some of my eyes. It's been 4 hours, I think. 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m. Yeah. I don't want you to see this because it's gonna look weird. So I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second.
Do not think you are cut out.
Anyways, yeah, that's my point. Yeah, okay. Hot take.
Probably quit streaming. That's wrong. I do not think you are cut out for what it takes to be a full-time streamer if you are not willing to put the work in right now to do such simple things as laying out the goals for what you want for yourself. I don't care if you guys are successful. I'm a multi-millionaire.
So much better now.
My life is awesome.
Oh, I did see this clip.
But if you don't care for your own life and your own success, then who can? Who is supposed to? All right? Prove me wrong. I would love to see it in 3 years. If you didn't write this,
moist, very moist, very moist eyeballs.
I told you to do it. I told you to put down who your goats were, what your goals were. Think about your schedule. If you didn't do any of that, then you probably won't want to spark stream. You probably won't want to come up with these things and be the streamer that you hope to be in your dreams. What you got for me?
Please use the bathroom.
Yeah, you can use the bathroom. Look, at any moment you guys can leave. I don't care. Do you? All right, guys. I feel like we were talking about more high-level things so you can work on for your life, whatever. All right, I know a lot of you guys.
You got an email from Colin and Samir? What does it say? What does it say, Salty? Are they inviting you to something?
Are already successful streamers on Twitch, but if you do not know, this is some generic advice that I think is applicable to everyone. I think we all know this. You cannot grow on Twitch. We know this, right? There's no discoverability. We have heard about this. We've heard about this ad nauseum. And so what do? You go to other platforms. Maybe you make YouTube videos, whatever. I try to prove this. I made a video asking whether Twitch was luck or skill. I went live on a secret channel, and I waited to see how long it would take for me to get viewership. Okay, usually when I go...
Says you should not over-engineer your videos, and something about 10 guitars means each guitar is only 10% as impactful as one guitar. Thank you, chat, Salty.
Live, I get 10 to 20,000 viewers. I was live for 4 hours, I didn't get a single viewer.
SLT.
I didn't even get a bot. That was fucked up.
How long was you live for?
I didn't get a single viewer. I didn't even get a bot.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I mean, right? Like, that's kind of the example here. If you're live for 4 hours and you don't get a single person coming through, not even a bot, And we know this about Twitch, that it has terrible discovery. Would not the best thing be to say, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be streaming so much. Maybe you should be splitting this up over the course. Like, you have 12 hours to stream per week. Do you really want to do it all in one day? Or do you want to split it up a little bit? If you want to do it all in one day and you want to pay for another day, sure. But you gotta, but like, then that's to the benefit of Twitch in their pocket. I really feel like there's something about the quality here that could benefit from not having everybody stream for as much as they do.
That was fucked up.
Because again, you're not going to grow on Twitch. That's not true of everybody, right? It's not true of everybody. It's a generalization. You're not going to grow on Twitch. But the truth is, you're not going to grow on Twitch, even though it's a generalization. You're just not.
If you were to go live on
Exactly,
Kai's channel,
Skillmaker,
if
yeah.
I were to go live on your channel, you would have more viewers on his channel than he would on yours. That's just how the platform with Twitch works.
Yep.
It is dog shit in that sense, yeah?
You stream a lot on YouTube. What do you think of like YouTube Live's discoverability?
I think
Ooh, good question.
we're having a whole class on YouTube, I think tomorrow. YouTube Live's discoverability is worse than it could be because
Okay, where's it going with this?
YouTube gets a lot more money from people watching videos than from live streams. So they do not push live streams.
yeah, okay.
They do occasionally,
Yeah.
but not nearly to the extent that somebody like TikTok does, where you get the live stream, you're like, why do they keep fucking pushing me live streams? And then you accidentally click, and then you're in the live stream hell, and then you have to close out. Like a platform like TikTok's a lot better at pushing live streams than
Yep.
YouTube. YouTube
Yep.
doesn't really do it because it doesn't pay them the big bucks.
Yep.
And they're scared to fuck with the moneymaker, which is VODs. All right.
I don't think they're scared. I just think that you said it right the first time there. They are making money from VODs. They are a profitable platform. Why would they push live content when the economics of it currently do not work? It is still more expensive to operate a live stream than the actual benefit that it brings in.
So, question for y'all.
Okay, so I should have waited my time here. I really should have waited a little bit longer for my hot take on why there should be probably limits on Twitch of how much you can actually stream. How many hours a day should you stream? How many
hours should you stream a day? Go.
8 to 12.
All right, love it. What you got?
What did you say? 8 to what?
Should you stream a day? Go.
8 to 12.
8 to 12 is crazy. 8 to 12 is crazy.
All right, love it. What you got?
Wait, a day?
How many hours do you stream a day?
Personally, or are you saying?
How many hours should you stream?
By the way, this is the other thing too. The in the past, this was true. This is kind of the wild part of it. In the past, the best thing that you could do to grow on Twitch was stream more hours. That was true up until 2021, maybe. The more that you were live, the more chances you had of discovery because you would slowly build up a amount of people that were in your chat or lurkers, or people would go offline and they would host you and so forth. Okay. So that was true in the past. It is no longer true now, largely because the platform inherently sorts by recommended. And it's also true that the platform is now way more saturated with content than it was 5, 6, 7 years ago. 6, 7. And you can see the other hand there, but I did it. And so the fact that it was at one point true, I think still holds to why people believe it today. Why people are still in the mindset of, oh, well, I should stream. I should just grind more hours. Because it was once true. There are probably videos that you can find on YouTube right now that says, hey, one of the best things you can do on Twitch is stream more, stream longer sessions. And the video might be from 2018 or 2017 or 2016, and somebody would look at that and go, okay, well, that person actually did become successful on streaming more hours. Probably everybody knows somebody who streamed a lot of hours and is somewhat successful on Twitch. That probably is ends up becoming like a folktale of the past where there's some truth to it, but that truth is no longer with us in the room today. It has perished. It has died. It is not the case anymore. And so, yeah, I I think that platform level decision to be like, hey, for your own benefit, this would be a good thing for you to do. Stream less. Stream less. It's going to benefit your career by streaming a half as much as you currently do. And maybe they do it like, if I were to release this on Twitch, if I was in charge and was able to do this, maybe you do it as like a soft prod initially to just be like, hey, just so you know, people who stream 4 hours less per week than you currently are growing 2 times as fast. Here's why. And then have like a whole session on, you know, this is what's actually happening. They're building content for TikTok. They're on YouTube. They're on Instagram. And they're actually getting discovery and then bringing those platforms to Twitch. So they're streaming less hours and they are making more money as a result. They're seeing more success. Maybe that's the way that you would initially approach it before just doing like a hardline cut of being like, yep, no more streaming. No more streaming. Hi, Shadow Servant. 8 to 12 in 2020. Yeah. People still say you need minimum 3 hours or you won't get seen. Yeah, I don't know where that information comes from. There's no mystery algorithm that like waits for the amount of time that you've been live to then start recommending you. Twitch recommendations are such a small part of what is already going on the platform. The only thing that benefits you by streaming a little bit longer is the fact that other people end their stream, they raid into you. There are more people who might come and lurk in your stream. So, but that's not like a 3 hour thing. That's like a difference between a 30 minutes and an hour, or 30 minutes and an hour and a half, or 30 minutes and 2 hours. And then it does get into that weird thing of, well, if I stream 18 hours, then yeah, you have more of those chances, but then you're just streaming 18 hours and you're going to be exhausted and boring and nobody's going to be really interested in what you're having to say. They're just lurking. They're not actively becoming part of your community. They're just idle viewers. Not lurkers, idle viewers. Different thing. Streaming as a community, 1,000%. I spent 1 month way back doing Overwatch. Man, those drops do something weird to your eyes. Doing Overwatch VOD reviews. Oh, interesting. Pro coach while playing TFT. Ended up with consistent 20 to 40 viewers because of the tier 2 community coming out for the Overwatch streamers coaches. But it really wasn't worth streaming 2 hours at the end of the day for what was a hard cap of 48 viewers. I mean, yeah, that for a lot of people would be a dream. But yeah, again, economically, it probably is not going to be a full-time career. At that point, you may have been able to grow it to something bigger than that. Though Overwatch has gone through some weird ups and downs. You'd have to evolve to become a Marvel rival streamer. Always leave them wanting more. Absolutely. End up streaming long hours, even if I say it's a short stream. Switch to notifications as soon as you go live. Generally, yeah. Generally. Not all the time, but generally. IRL is a bit of an exception to the short stream rule, kind of. They're just traveling from A to B can take hours. True. But it can also be, if you're traveling from point A to B, is that really the most interesting content that you can create during that time? Is there something that you can do to make that actually engaging and people wanting to watch? Or are you just putting in hours, like, again, finding that balance of where the value is of value creation versus just streaming because you can and there's nothing else to do. But again, I agree with you. I would actually say that IRL streaming is a little bit different than the typical game stream or React stream. Because the audience for that is also a slightly different audience. Was you taking an extended time off? Several I watch have taken as much as 2 months off, varying results in return viewership. I am always of the mindset of take breaks regularly throughout. Again, not Ludwig said this before, but take breaks regularly throughout what you're actually doing. And I've been an advocate for this for a long time. If there's days that I don't feel my best, I don't stream. I felt good enough today that I was able to do my show, do my content that I feel would be in a way that people would enjoy. But if I wasn't feeling like last week, last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, would not have streamed. If it was a scheduled stream day, or a planned stream day, I wouldn't have done it. I just wasn't feeling myself. And so I think that people should take more breaks rather than waiting for themselves to burn out. If you're not feeling it, take a break rather than like a 2-month break is a long ass time. That is a long ass time. You're going to lose some level of viewership. There's going to be some people's who inherently will probably move on, or you're no longer part of their routine. Like that just happens. So if it's something that you could take more regular breaks, so instead of streaming 4 days a week, you stream 3 for a couple of weeks, or instead of streaming 7 days a week, you stream 5, just to give you more breaks so that it doesn't always feel like, oh, okay, I'm going live. Okay, I'm going live. And then developing that negative feeling with the go live button. It's just, it's never going to inherently benefit you to go live if you're not feeling good about going live. You will eventually burn out. I don't know if you're streamers who stream 6 to 7, so people don't forget me. That's a crazy amount of time to stream. And it's a crazy reasoning to stream that much. That's a crazy reason to stream that much. People aren't going to forget you over the course of a week or 2 weeks or 5 weeks. I can't believe Zach doesn't say who said good night. Good night, Slashy. Good night, Slashy. I've told him. So yeah. What do you think is the best number of days a week to stream? That really depends on what works for you. I think 5 a week is like the max. Like as crazy as it sounds, but I think like a standard work week does kind of make sense. It doesn't have to be, and that people go to work 5 days a week usually. That gives you a couple days of rest to focus on other things. So that would be like the max I would probably recommend people to stream. But whatever works for you. For me, yeah, exactly. 5 days, 2 days off. Yeah. For me right now, I'm kind of in a weird transition thing that I'm in like a 2 or 3 days per week. I used to be 5 days a week, then I cut down to 4, and now it's this weird 2 to 3 but longer streams, which might not last too much longer. It might go back to 3 or 4 streams a week for 2 hours each. So yeah, it really depends on how much value. Again, this is the word that I like to use all the time, value. What value are you creating? If your value is entertainment, intriguing, like you're animated and upbeat and excited and you're trying things, like if that's what value you provide, what's the max amount of time you can provide that value? If you can remain upbeat and excited and engaged and interesting and telling jokes and on the ball for 4 hours, then just stream for 4 hours. But I don't think that most people can do that for 8 or 10 or 12 or 16. I think that people burn out or they lose that motivation. And especially for smaller creators, I think it's easier to keep that if you have a larger chat, people to engage with. If you're a smaller creator, I don't think that you have as many of those engagement points. It's going to be a lot harder to keep up that excitement and energy. So you would rather probably stream a little bit less and be way more engaging and interesting if people come in during that 2 or 3 hours that you're live. Because if they come in during hour 6 and you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, your energy is off, are they going to stick around? Probably not. So what value are you creating, and what's the max amount of time that you can create that value for? I think it's a personal question. There's no specific concrete answer to that applies to everybody. And also kind of also depends on, like, there's a whole bunch of factors as it relates to this, like what your actual intentions are, what you're trying to do. But beyond that, 5 days, I think for me, I would say is the max that you would probably want to stream. You want time for yourself. And then for whatever time frame in those 5 days that you can be your best self. People can remember you a week later, you're not memorable, and you should work on your content or not do it for growth. Yeah, that makes a good point. I will say, one of the things I do like about Ludwig's thing here is that it has enabled more people to talk about this more honestly. On Twitter, I have seen more people be more real about numbers and the things around their content and success and growth. than I have in the past. In the past, it's been a lot of the same kind of like, no, you can do anything you set your mind to, and you don't have to worry. You're going to do fine. You're going to do great. And it's like, well, that's not true for everybody. Not everybody is always going to do great. Not everybody's going to succeed. The reality is most fail. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing to recognize that you're going up against a hill that most people are never going to ascend. Most people are not going to get past the first little bump of the hill. I don't enjoy hiking, and so you'll never catch me climbing a mountain, to go for a very literal metaphor here, or comparison here. You're not going to catch me climbing to the top of a mountain and going, I did it, I climbed Mount Everest. That's not what I want to do. For some people it is, but that's a small number of people that are actually going to do that. The same is true in content creation. Not everybody's going to make it to the top. Most people are going to start at the bottom, and that's okay. You don't have to feel like you need to climb to the top if it's not going to be your thing, if it's not what you're wanting to do. And if it is what you're wanting to do, understand how difficult it's going to be. It's going to be an impossible task for the vast majority. Set your expectations, have the realization that you do have to be delusional in order to actually get there, and enjoy the ride on the way up. You might not make it to the top, but whatever you make, if you are that passionate about it still, you're going to have to enjoy those moments. I love the fact that I'm a 100-viewer streamer. That is more than I ever imagined that I would be. And I every single day when I was a 20-viewer streamer, and a 40-viewer streamer, 50-viewer streamer, 45-viewer streamer, 35-viewer streamer, 50-viewer streamer, those ups and downs, I enjoy that ride. I love every moment of that. The new people who come in, the new faces, the new names, the people who leave sucks. That's always sucks. That's a terrible thing when you go, that person who used to come around hasn't been around in 6 months or 8 months or a year. But that whole process is the part that I enjoy. I don't want to climb to the top of the mountain. I don't want to be a top streamer. I don't think that I would be good as a Ludwig. So it's and yeah. Anyways, sorry, I'm really off on a rant here. Full-time versus part-time. How many days? Hours per stream? I mean, that's yeah. Again, I think you can probably figure that out based on your own approach to content creation. And that's why so many people do the longer streams as special events. Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, for like a subathon special events, absolutely. Build up, take a couple days before you're doing a big event, build up your stamina so that you can go longer, have content planned to help fill in those gaps, but you can't do that every single time you stream. It's an impossibility. Failing is learning? Absolutely. We're finally deconstructing from what we were taught from boomers. Yep. A rise in accounts, advertising, social media account services after the lecture. Oh God, too more stressful now. I'm actually paying attention to numbers for the last 2 months. Well, of course, T-Can. That's because you're on a partner push. That's because you're very close to the numbers that you actually need, and so now you do actually have to focus on it. Toxic positivity causes as much damage as negativity, feeding people's delusions and keeping them wasting their time. Yep. There was. Speaking of the name Vixen, there was somebody who was part of a streamer who used to stream called Vixen, who had this guy in his stream whose name I don't remember now. Obviously, they're not a streamer anymore, so that's the end of the story here. But this person who was a mod in Vixen's stream was streaming themselves, and they would stream, and this was 2018, 2019. No, it wasn't you. They're streaming like 12-hour days, living it with their parents, and they were like, their mom was like, you have to get a job. And they were in their mid to late 20s, so not like a young kid, an adult man, and was just streaming. And when I started streaming, he saw he had 2 or 3 people watching him at any time. Marathon streams all the time, 12 hours, 7 days a week. And when he saw that I started streaming and I already had like 7 or 8 viewers, one of the things that he asked, I wonder if he still follows. I wonder if I can go look at that. One of the things he asked, he's like, well, what am I doing wrong? I've been doing this for like 4 years and you've already got more viewers than I. And I said, because you stream too much. You stream way too much. And he's like, nah, but that's the only way you get found. The only way you get found. Again, this was technically when it was kind of true. But yeah, but he was like, no, I talked to other people and they said, just keep streaming, just keep streaming, just keep streaming, just keep streaming. I'm like, yeah, but you've been doing it for a few years now. What are the chances that it suddenly changes now? Like, you haven't changed anything. He was camera-less streamer. VTubing wasn't a thing at the time. And yeah, just like if he'd be engaged. He'd be engaged with what he's saying for the first hour of stream, but then like the last 11 hours of his stream
Discovery on Twitch in this economy.
the last 11 hours of his stream was just him silent most of the time playing the game. And he did it for, I guess, another 2 years afterwards. And then I don't know what happened to him after that. Clearly, maybe he is still streaming. Maybe he is. I don't think so, though. I'm pretty sure that he quit. Actually, can I find out? One second. Hi, my Laura friend. How are you? I'm going to go to this person's stream and see if there's still a mod there. /mods. They're not. Maybe they deleted their account. Okay, let me check the second account then. Maybe there's still a mod there. My Laura friend, how are you? How are you? I don't know why I asked that like I had more to say. I didn't have more to say about it. Oh, there's no mods in that channel. Maybe they're a VIP. Maybe they VIP'd them. Hold on. One second. /VIPs. No. Unlucky. Oh! Wait. I think he was also a mod in this person's stream. Let me take a look. Sorry, now I just want to know. Now I'm intrigued to see if there was ever a. No, they're not. Damn it! They must have deleted the account. They must have deleted it. Yeah. If I know someone is going to be on for a couple hours, I jump in. If I know they will be on for the next 12 hours, I'm in no hurry. They'll be on later. Yeah. I've been blackmailing Zach for over 4 years now. He doesn't give me TOSIGG premium for only $5 a month. I'll release his feeds, what he feeds Sparty. I can't say too much, but it will end his career because there's a lawyer in chat now. I will know that this is a joke. Noah, get that guy. Get that guy. Take him for all he's worth. Hi, Violet. How are you? No novelty for views if you're always live, and they're more likely to go watch other friends who get online because I can just watch X later if they're always live. Yep, absolutely. Just hanging. Was working on the new guild Kickstarter that launched yesterday, so I finally got past all that legal. Nice. How much legal do you have to do for a Kickstarter? Do they not just come with like some standard terms there? I guess there's probably more. Zach saves the good cat food for himself. That is true. I do. That is not false. I can't sue you for defamation on that one. That is a reality. God, my eyes are burning. I think I have maybe 15 more minutes in me, unfortunately. My eye is going crazy now.
I think 2 to 4.
Did you ever get your partner front page approved this month? Did my pro tip about aiming for the end of the month work? Jesus, it's insane. But yes. Wait, VIP that guy. Jesus, you get VIP in this stream. You get VIP in this stream. Did that work? Because yes. Did that work? Jesus, you VIP now?
A new subscriber.
You're good. You're VIP'd. My Lord friend, thank you again for the bits and for gifting a sub to Jesus. Jesus, I don't know if yeah, we got approved for front page. We got approved for front page for the 29th of the month. So we got a lot of things planned for that day. And by a lot of things, I don't mean a lot of things, but actually a lot of things, because it's also my streamer partnerversary. Partnerversary. With the amazing write-up you put. Yeah, I know. With the amazing write-up. The amazing write-up. The amazing write-up. You have to follow what you said you would do. Probably true. Probably true. Anyway, so we may be live. Speaking of long streams, we may be live for 8 hours on the 29th. So will we be playing Clancy Bingo during the front page? Or we might be. We might be doing that. That might happen. It was part of the pitch. Part of the pitch. Mod check with ads? Oh, probably. Yeah, we'll probably go hard to the paint on ads. We'll probably go big on ads that day. Bring back the Clancy ad for it. Oh, I have to turn those ads back on. Turn the ads back on. Remember to set cooldowns.
Okay, who else?
I think like 4 to 6.
Okay. Anyone else
4 to 6
got an
is
answer?
correct.
We kind of got a full range there.
I would agree with 4 as well.
4 to 6.
4 to 6? All right, I like that. I think you guys are in the money spot. 8 to 12 is way too long.
Yep.
You're wasting your time.
Yep.
And this is about efficiency of time, okay? You can stream 12 hours, you'll make more money, you'll get more subs, you'll get more followers, whatever.
6 hours feels so long for a new streamer. Yeah, no new streamer should do it. There isn't one new streamer that should do it. I almost wish that Twitch had like a again, going back to the idea of an absolute fuck ton. Got to get all the contracts in place in case it explodes, so the vendors don't leverage success and having to fulfill to jack up prices. Gotcha. All right, that makes sense. But yeah, going back to the idea of like having like time limits, I almost wish that Twitch had like a ramp up in the time that you can stream. So when like you create an account, your streams max out at 2 hours, that kind of thing. And then like after 2 weeks, it increases to 3. And then after 2 weeks, as long as you stream during that time, it increases to 4. Like something that actually like slows them down from their own failings. Because if you just give people an opportunity to stream 24 hours in a 24-hour period right at the gate, you're doing them a disservice. They're going to fail at that. That's going to set them up for not having a good time.
But the efficiency of your time just isn't there. Because Twitch is not going to help you grow as a creator. You are basically cashing in on the audience you currently have. This is a 6-hour stream of mine.
God.
All right, this is from June 11th. This is one of my best streams.
Best streams. 6 hour stream. Average viewers 7,568. Max viewers 11,800. Unique viewers 95,000. Unique chatters 4,000. So roughly. Wow, that's interesting. So that's a fun stat. Whoops, that's a fun stat. Out of the 95,000 people who came through, only 4,000 typed. What's that? 7%? 6%? Sounds like he's talking through a cheesecloth. What? Oh, it's because it went like this. It's because he went like this. Live views 190, followers 700, new subscribers 659. Damn.
I'm going to ask you guys right now. This is a little bit of a trick question. Why is this one of my best streams ever? You can take a look at. I have all the metrics out for you. This is my YouTube analytics. This is my Twitch analytics.
Because of the watch time?
Because of the watch time.
I assume the more viewers you have, the smaller the percent are typing. Yeah, might be the case. Yeah. Although I wonder. Let me take a look here. Stream summary. Let's take a look at my previous stream. Okay, well, this stream, we've had 800 unique viewers today and 101 unique chatters. So what's that? 1 out of 8. 13%, 14%. The Wednesday, July 15th, 564 unique viewers, 84 chatters. Similar ratio. Tuesday, July 14th, 600 unique viewers, 103 unique chatters. Hi, Falcor. I wish it was unique. Let me see if it updates. Refresh. Hasn't updated. Hi, Falcor. Hi, Grizzle. Call lurker time? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, what you got?
I think you're just very consistent.
Consistency, all right.
I mean, your title says Game with Friends. Maybe it was a big collaborative event, so it drew a lot of viewers to your channel.
Okay. What you got?
I don't know, maybe you got some good clips or something.
You got double your normal stuff.
Okay, you are close. What you got?
You upped your average viewers?
Yeah, by 100. It's marginal. All right.
Well, isn't that a nice place to be, by the way? It's all, again, this happens to everybody. But it's so funny to be like, yeah, it's only 100 people more than usual. Contextually, it's like 100 people. That's my entire audience. That's the entire amount of people watching. So I always find that funny. That could be Mr. 4,000 viewer streamer. 100 viewers is a rounding area. Yep. But the fun fact is that, like, for me now, that would be the case for you know, if I had 90 versus having 100, that's still just, you know, off by 10%, a rounding error.
Real quick, by show of hands.
But for somebody who'd be like 10 viewers is a rounding error for you? What? I'll take those 10. That would be amazing.
Who self-describes himself as a clip farmer? AKA, who goes live, who can get a bunch of clips, you can throw them on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and they do very well, but maybe on stream you're used to getting like 100, 200 viewers, a smaller number than the amount of views your clips get. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Is anyone really thriving on clips, but it's not, you know, transferring to long form? Okay? All right? What you guys are really good at is streaming for the clip. It's second nature. You probably have gone through a stream, hit the moment, knew, oh, that's the clip that I'll post later, and then gone through the rest of your stream.
And then said, Twitch, clip that. And it ruined the moment.
I am old.
Because there's nothing more inauthentic about having a moment on stream, saying something funny, and then going, Twitch, clip that.
Old school. They did not have clips.
It's so inauthentic. It's such a random thing that I heard somebody that so it ruined the magic for me. I was watching a stream literally, what was that, 2 days ago? And they had this thing where they were talking about something, and then they made this like perfect joke, and then afterwards they said, Twitch, clip that. I'm like, oh, it was like a planned joke. Like, they planned this entire story around that punchline. It wasn't just kind of like they were like freeballing the story and just going through like telling the story. It sounded so natural, but then they just, as soon as they said it, I'm just like, oh, wait, did they just fake it? Was that a fake story to just tell that joke? Okay. I thought it just came off the top of their head. And maybe it did, but it felt like well, it just took you out of the moment because it literally was just like, all right, cut. Like, literally, it was cut. I bet you've seen Mr. Beast is now married. Thea Boyson, now Thea Donaldson. I did not see that. Well, that ruins my chances with Thea Boyson now. I was banking on that for my future. So I guess maybe not. Maybe they can still have a divorce in the future. This sounds darker than I intended. I don't actually hope that. I yes and myself too far. Congratulations to them. I hope they're forever happy. They have a fantastic marriage. I did not know that though. Sometimes you Twitch clip that. It was intentional. That was a joke, guys. It was a joke. I was making a silly joke.
Didn't even have short form. So what
really activated saying chat clip that. Yes, agreed, Wexstat.
I did is I streamed for the YouTube video.
Then it's at least a little bit more sincere. Yeah, it takes you out of the moment.
I would create a segment in my stream. The entire stream would be me recording the YouTube video live. Okay? You know, for example, I have the rarest Pokemon box. Today I'm going to open it up. We're going to see what's inside. Very clear expectation of the context of what's going to be happening in the stream. Later on, I'll have an editor edit that. Think of your streams as recording sessions. That's all.
Oh, this is what I should be doing, by the way. It's hard to do, though. It's hard to train your brain around recording sessions versus just the free flowing nature of a live stream. We've tried it in the past. Yeah, for IRL, it's especially difficult. Though I think you could probably figure out ways to do it. I think you could. I don't think impossible. I think there's ways that you could do it, but you do have to kind of plan it around like you're doing something where you're effectively doing you're doing voiceover, right? It's hard to tell a story with IRL content. So that's kind of what I mean, is that if you, maybe the best time to do it is when you're doing something that you don't have to think about. Like if you are just like walking down a path, or driving in a car on a highway, or riding a bike through on a bike path where you don't have to think about the outside world and there's not really any kind of stimuli that would take you away from that. That might be a time where you could record what is effectively a voiceover of whatever thing that you want to talk about. I've thought about this myself, in terms of if I was going to do IRL streams at some point, would I be able to also talk about Twitch stuff? And it's like, I don't know that I would, unless I was on some kind of like quiet path that I could just kind of talk through what I wanted to say, and then later effectively turn that into the voiceover and then add visuals after the fact to that. But it's hard to do. I think that would be hard to twist your mind to do effectively. Because again, similar to that, like I should and probably could do this on stream, but for whatever reason, for me, it is hard to take myself out of the live environment to focus on a specific task. It feels like a different voice is talking in my head if I try to do that. Because I lose the ability to like roll off the tip of my tongue, like things that I want to say or side stories. You kind of have to stay focused on what you're actually trying to accomplish. And I don't think that I'd be very good at that. RRL also requires a lot more cutting and posting categories. True. Maybe I could have edited the fact I was in Barcelona for the Spain final. Yeah, I mean, there might be something that you could create a VOD from that. I've tried becoming a nuisance streamer. Is there not a way of adding markers in streams? You can. More doable when it's more thematic narrative? For sure. Perfect time to get B-roll? True. I hate this site. Fuck Dan Clancy. That are working with people watching is distracting? Yeah. So, like, even the times where I've done, like, work on stream on my alt channel, those are hard to do in and of themselves because it's, again, my desired intention is to interact with the people who are spending their time here rather than ignore them and focus on the task that I'm currently doing. So, it's harder. This would be way easier if chat is chat. True. Salty. Actually, base take. Very true. For Ludwig, it is chat. You're right. Huh. So what you're saying, Salty, is I need you guys to become chat. We need to 5x the chat size. And you guys need to become chat. I gotta stop responding to like filmmaker, Dimitri, and just go, chat's asking. And I respond to that. I wouldn't do that myself. But I tried to do something like that once for a stream I did going around Toronto, looking for all the outdoor art during Contact Photography Festival, but no one watched, cared. Yeah, I think if you're going to do it as a IRL stream, you have to think about it as a vlog. Which means you have to go into your day with a beginning, a middle, and an end. You have to have a story to tell. And you can do that. Again, you're going to have to take yourself out of the moment for brief periods of time to provide some additional context of like, all right, this is what we're doing here. This is the thing that we're at. Guys, we're going in there. Guys, we're doing that. Wow, it got super bright all of a sudden. I think you could do that. And then you use, after the fact, you could just use, again, voiceover to fill in the gaps of like recording an intro once you get home, using B-roll footage in the background. I think you could, But I think the only way to do it is to think of it as like a vlog. Beginning, what today's task is. Middle, the process of accomplishing that task. End, how the task went. Here's the conclusion. You have to have a story. If you don't have the story and you're not thinking of it like a vlog, I don't think that you'll be able to effectively turn an IRL stream into a piece of YouTube content like that. I have a new workshop unit that is going to become my YouTube channel. Okay, my YouTube content. Once I move my car up there. Okay. Sure, I'll be better for the content. Thank you, CG. Thank you. I appreciate your support in this endeavor. How does one do voiceover? Watch the VODs in OBS while just recording your voice? Yeah. Yeah, I in the past, whenever I've had to do voiceover, I just use Audacity, and then you just record. You can even write down what you want to say and then just say it. Whatever you need to fill in those gaps on your story, that actually makes it complete. Everyone doing voiceover use the same mic? Yes, true. Absolutely true. Yeah. So, like, even ideally, even when I did voiceovers, it was in Audacity. But even if you're so let's say I was trying to turn a video that I did here into a YouTube video, or a stream I did here into a YouTube video. Even if, and I had to record some voiceover, I would boot up Streamlabs desktop and just record the mic like I would doing a regular stream. I would not use Audacity for that. I would not use a separate program or not record directly in DaVinci Resolve or any of those things, because of the fact that you want it to sound exactly the same. You do want it to sound from the exact same stream rather than it being something that is done outside of it. And any platform, any recording software is going to have a slightly different sound than the thing that you actually recorded the original in. We're putting chat on a performance improvement plan. PIP. We're doing it, folks. We're doing it. But we're going to start on the 29th. I'm going to ask you 23 is Rob Lacey's wallet, which holds his passport, ID, and important docs. Jesus. Personally, I would go over and cut the VOD once to shorten it down to the narrative you want, and then just play that in OBS and narrate it. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Yeah. I see it on YouTube content, not streamers, where they're using a laptop mic. Yeah. Not the DJ mics that they were using for the main content. Yeah. Another thing, by the way, this is just a fun tip. If you are ever recording content in a public place and you plan to use it for a YouTube video, record some dead audio. So by that, I mean, make sure that you go quiet for 60 seconds and just record the ambient nature of what's going on around you. And then if you do need to do a recording, an overdub recording later on that sounds like it's from that location, you can record into your DJI mics that were on your lapel, but then you just put that background audio on the second audio track, and it fills in the gaps to make it feel like it's an entirely complete, like it's happening at the same spot. Because background noise is such a fascinating thing. Like, even like if you're streaming at your computer, whatever room you're streaming in will have a slightly different background sound. And that's because of if you have a fan running, or your proximity to a microwave that is currently running, or your proximity to the road and the traffic going by. Everything has a slightly different sound to it. And so getting a level of that background noise to fill in will make the audio sound much better. Great for getting rid of music leaking in it too. Sure, absolutely, yeah. Ambient background is an incredible tip. To avoid claims, yep. Hi, Rhode Island. Hi, First Necron. Also, if you're in a noisy place, do the same. Make sure you get 5 to 10 seconds of noise only. Yep. Denoising as well. Yeah, modern tools like DaVinci and other editing software has the ability to take noises that are in that background and effectively remove them. Yeah. Room tone. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Room tone. I only edit one YouTube video a year, hoping to change that. Same, TCan. Same. Me too. With that said, though, I think I got to call it there. My energy level is starting to drop. My eye is really bothering me now, and I have a little bit more of a headache than I did before. It means I probably should take another Tylenol or Motrin or whatever. So I'm gonna call it for today. How far did we get into this video? We got 39 minutes, so we only have 7 other YouTube videos and 20 minutes left. Not too long, not too long. YouTube editing is the hardest for me. Maybe we'll talk about that part of streaming. Oh, I agree. I'm with you on that one. It is a different skill. I used to do it in the past. It is a hard skill to learn. It is an impossible skill to master. And especially if you become a streamer, the task of editing a YouTube video is a very different thing. It doesn't have the same stimuli of content creation that you do when you're live streaming. Over 10 minutes per hour, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. Content sorted until Christmas. Oh, God. So, let's find somebody to raid. Let us find somebody to raid. Who is currently live? Go to a doctor before your eye gets so infected that it gets stuck open and you can no longer blink. It's horrifying when that happens. Wait, that's a thing? I think it's getting better. I know it's getting better. It was really, really bad. Here, I'm going to show you. If you are squeamish in any capacity, look away. Do not currently watch this stream. Do not currently watch this stream. That was my eye, the corner of my eye a couple days ago. Not even the corner. That takes you midway through my eye. It was a kind of goo that was really connecting most of my eye. One more for you guys to see. Don't look. Look away. I'll tell you when it's safe to look. This is what it was yesterday. It's not so goopy. It's pretty dry now. And today was even better than that. It was only a slight bit in the corner. So it is getting better. It is getting better. It is getting better. So I am on the mend. I am on the mend. Ever met Samurai Genetics? I have not. You are now safe to look at stream again. Robert made the joke I was about to make, but in a much more tasteful way. Twitch Hub. Stay Zach Bussey. Twitch. That's a camel toe. Okay. All right. Okay. Baby Bat? Do we raid Baby Bat? Do we raid Baby Bat? Looks like the excretions from aliens. We are who we are, true. Snow. Love house left situation alone leave ship. That's not how you spell alcohol. That's not how you spell alcohol. She gave up on it. She gave up on it. Smart. Smart. Alright, let's raid Snow. Let's raid Snow.
City. Welcome in. Hello.
Let's raid Snow.
Welcome.
Slash raid Snow. Rude? I know. Kinda true. Also very true, not just kind of. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys all in the next one. Hopefully tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. But probably, hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
Like some context, though, guess
For the raid message be alcohol. Yes. This.
Messy?
ALCH. What?
Messi.
Oops.
Last Friday. You should have said like football.
Wait.
Stay remember when you watched.
There you go. That's our raid message. And or.
And Messi was in pain.
Wait.
He
Wait.
win in his last game in FIFA.
I'm gonna run out of time.
You know why that was sad that Chantini is playing? Because right before the game started, he would be like
that. Anything like that. Yes. Yes. All right, we got to go quickly because it's going to run out of relevance very, very fast. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate it. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. It's exclamation Discord to get the link, or the link is down below if we raid quickly. Also, join my newsletter, 2s.gg. Best place to keep up to date on everything going on in the streaming and creator space. It is free to sign up, and I send them out every Monday. Okay, goodbye, everybody. Say hello to Snow, and let her know how to spell alcohol. Goodbye.